First thing I want to say, I just want to send a little message out, and I really don't want people to take this the wrong way. Because sometimes when I talk, some people take it the wrong way, Foxy, because I got a deep voice and all that, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Some people are very sensitive. Now,
Yep.
obviously, people them know I've been doing this channel for a hot minute, right? I've been doing this channel for a hot minute, yeah? And I don't feel disrespected when people send me WhatsApp videos, right? And I don't return, or I don't watch them, or I don't look at them, or whatever. Please don't take it to heart. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Um, if I was to watch every video that gets sent to me, I wouldn't even have any time for myself in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's bad enough that I've actually don't have that much time to make videos myself. You know what I'm trying to say sometimes. Um, so
Right.
if I don't reply, um, please don't take it to heart. It's just that it's just I'm already high frequency people. Do you understand? And the whole point of getting this knowledge out is to get it to people that don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? Try and waken people that your cousins. You know, you might have a cousin that's not really deep into it. You might have a brother. You might have a sister. I feel that you should really spend most of your time trying to wake those people up and not me because I'm already woke. Do you
Mm-hmm.
understand? And
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying. I'm really not being disrespectful, people. I'm just really trying to tell you what it is. Like, don't waste your time sending me videos, people, because most of the videos you lot are sending me are stuff that I've studied years ago, right? And like I said, send it to someone that is at low frequency, because that's the whole point of this. It's the whole point is to try and awaken as much souls as possible, um, to get people conscious to see what's going on. You sending me videos is not really doing anything because I'm already awake, and I do appreciate the videos. But with some people, it does turn into a bit of a. I don't know if maybe I'm not. I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but sometimes Foxy, I feel it turns into a thing of where people send me videos because they want to show me what they know. Um,
Mm-hmm. Right.
I haven't got the time for that, people. Um, we spoke on the last show that there's not enough hours in the day as it is. So for me to go through my phone or my messages
Right.
and to be looking at all these videos is absolutely madness because I'm studying all the time anyway. So I just want
Yeah.
you lot to
Same
think
here.
about that. Yeah, I'm not being disrespectful, people. It's just really yeah, yeah, it's mad. Yeah,
You know what
big
I
up,
think?
Where's Love. Mm,
What I feel is that um, because we're in the information stage, everything is so readily at your fingertips. Whereas, 20 years ago, we had to get books and study, and,
yeah,
it was more like sitting at lectures and,
yeah,
word of mouth. And now everything is so at your fingertips, you can share it.
yeah,
And you know what? Everybody, the information that's being sent out is a great thing.
yeah.
But
It's a
at the
great
same
thing.
time, you have to use your discernment because not all of it is true.
Right, right.
And if you're just becoming aware and what they call woke or awakened to this information, of course you're going to be intrigued. You're going to, feel, you're going to be overwhelmed by it either way.
Hmm.
But use your discernment because not all of this stuff that they're showing you on social media is
Right.
true.
No.
So,
Yeah. It's not all true. And we did speak a little bit about that on the last show, how we got to distinguish what's right and this is why I study Pacific things. Do you
hmm,
understand what I'm saying? Like you lot know that I study the Planet X Nibiru stuff, and people them hit the like button, yeah. I study the Planet X stuff. I study a lot about Antarctica. So to be honest with you, I don't even want to be filled up with so many different things.
right.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yo, 92 Jed, if you want to talk about this, you can jump up on there, because you're just gonna end up. making people read your comments. I want to read your comments out, bro, but I know you've got a lot of information in that brain of yours, bro. If you want to come up here for 10 minutes and spit two things, you can, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But 92 just talking about depopulation and the war of the machines and things like that. And we did touch a little bit of that in the last show when I was talking about certain companies closing down and stuff. But yeah, but yeah, we have to be careful of what we're putting out there, people, and what we're sending to people. You know what I mean? If it's a thing of where you're sending me something and you've got a question or something like that, that's different. But if you're just going to
Right.
send me 20 videos a day, I just really haven't got time for that, people. You know what I mean? It takes a long time just to open it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, like seriously.
but at the same time, what I do love is the fact that you lot are watching those videos. You know what I'm trying to say? The fact
Mm-hmm.
that, because it shows me that you lot are working. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm not taking it away from that. It's a beautiful thing. I just haven't got the time to watch stuff that I've already seen. That's
Yeah.
all it is. And I won't know I've already seen it until I click on it. You understand?
Right.
So yeah, that's just one thing I just wanted to let the people know. I really do appreciate it, and the fact that I've got you in tuned like that. But we have to start waking up the people that you love. And the reason why I say that as well, because so much things are happening so quickly right now.
Mm-hmm.
We never know when it's gonna completely go nuts. So if the people that you love, wake those people up so you can prepare them for what's about
Right.
to go down.
Exactly.
I'm survival minds, people. I've already got enough preparations lined up. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So yeah, next show, bruv, no problem, my bro. Big up the wifey as well, bro. So yeah. Yeah. So, how you
And then
doing, Foxy?
also, I wanted to just add, Brother
Yeah, go
Pinero,
ahead.
that it's while this is a great time for this knowledge to be exposed, if you will, it's about applying this knowledge as well. It's one thing to know this stuff and it's like, oh, you know, I know now, I know this and now I know that, but how are you applying it?
Yeah.
Somebody had made a comment that it's no more talking about the master teachers like a Delbert Blair, you know, Phil Valentine and those teachers, because they've been doing this for 20 plus years. And
Right.
that's a flex when you can say their name. But now is you got to apply that knowledge. It's no more, yeah, you know this stuff, but how are you going to apply it? How is this, like you said, teach the ones around you. You know, because now it's not really
Yeah.
like it's a battle between, because it's you know, you got to play catch up now because people are like catching up to this information. This information has been around for a very long time. You just got to apply it.
Very long time. You got to apply it. Yeah. You got to apply it and know what you're gonna do with it. You know what I'm trying to say. So,
Right.
well, big up Maybach, man. The link's in the description, my brother.
Peace. Big up, Brother Maybach.
Yeah, Maybach, big up yourself. Big up yourself, bro. Yeah, so we got a few funny stories today. Kind of like a bit occultish, if you ask me. You know what I mean? But we're
Right.
gonna see a lot of that going on right now. You know, we got the demons are playing games with people right now. I don't know if I mentioned
Indeed.
it to you the other day about that the two people with the baby. And you know what, Foxy? I just saw something come up on the computer,
Mm-hmm.
and this is basically the story of let me just pull it up on the screen. Right. So I don't know if anyone's heard about Constance Martin. So basically there's a couple that had a situation where they ran off from their family. They had the police looking for them because they went missing. But the thing is, the thing is that's kind of weird about it is that these are two adults. So I don't know what led the police to go looking for them, even though there was a child involved, because they are two adults, Foxy. You know what I mean? So that is actually
Right.
kind of strange that they done it like that. But then I've just gone online, Foxy, and I've just seen information that they found the body of the baby, man.
Oh my God. Mm.
I know,
Wow.
and it was found just a few minutes away from where the mother and father was arrested.
Oh wow.
So yes, the body has been found. Constant, yeah, they calling it Constant I think that's the name of. Is that the name of the female? I'm sure it's the name of the female.
Constant
Hold on,
what?
I got it here.
Mm.
35-year-old Martin and her convicted sex offender boyfriend,
Wow. Mm.
Mark Gordon. So basically, Mark Gordon's from the States. He came over here to meet a woman. I don't know if he found her online or if he's been with her before. I'm not really too sure.
Wow.
And basically, they had a baby and went missing with the baby. Now there was talks that the guy was actually part of some type of church in Lagos or something. Yeah, they
Mm.
visited a church in Lagos that were into certain types of things.
You said in
You know what
Lagos?
I mean? Lagos, yeah. I think that must be
Like
it must be in
Africa?
Africa, right? Yeah, it has to be
Wow.
Nigeria, right? Do you know what I'm
Oh.
saying? So and one thing I'm gonna
Mm.
say, I'm not like, I've got African friends and whatnot, but we do know that there's a lot of witchcraft that goes on in Africa. You know what I'm trying to say? Places
Yeah.
like Haiti, even certain parts of Jamaica, they
In
got
Jamaica.
witchcraft.
Oh yeah. What do they call it? Obey?
Yeah, that's the one.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the
Mm-hmm.
one. So they're now saying people that they found this the body. So the father was the one that actually put out to the police that they've gone missing, and the father was the one that was actually saying that they were part of some type of
Mm.
weird situation in Nigeria. And I hope that's not lies. You know what I mean? I hope they're just not telling lies,
Right.
because I heard the father's some type of millionaire, um,
Ah.
and millionaire or something like that. And
Oh, is this the guy that you were telling me about? That's part that he's a page to the
yeah,
late
yeah.
queen,
Now, yeah.
who her son was involved with
Yeah.
certain
He's that's what
people.
I'm trying to
That's
say. So is it a
nefarious.
thing of
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
yeah, yeah,
That's a deep web
basically.
right there.
So there's a lot of that's a different type of spider web,
Mm.
right
Mm.
there. You understand? And when you get into that sort of situation, you can't really look at the news clips and make a decision, because it could be anything. It
Exactly.
could be a thing of where they were running from the father. I'm not saying that I'm saying allegedly. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah. We don't know any. Mm-hmm.
We don't know, but when you're talking about occultist stuff and you're talking about groups and stuff that people are into,
Exactly.
it could be that. And I heard that the father is a millionaire as well. So I'm not putting nothing on the father, but how do we know that they weren't running from you? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So,
Mm.
but I'm sure,
Mm-hmm.
like, over a few big up Skyworks. Um,
Salute.
but I'm not saying like over a few weeks we're probably gonna see more of the story. But obviously we know if it is a part of some Freemason business, then we know we're not going to see the whole story anyway, and
Yeah.
that's the sad thing
Exactly.
about it, because certain men are protected in certain things. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
but that's just a little touch up on that case. That was actually quite a big case in England right now.
Oh wow.
And these sort of things happen all the time behind closed doors. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? These sort of things happen all the time. It ain't the first time this has happened. And there's a lot of things that there's not reported. You know what I mean? So
Right. On
yeah, people, man,
purpose.
we live in times right now where people are doing some really weird stuff. Yeah, do you know what I'm trying to say? So we live in the times that people are doing some really funky, weird stuff. Hey, people, don't forget to hit the like button or share it to one of your peoples that you know might be into it. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Is there
The
anything that you
likes are
wanted to cover
free.
for? Yeah, the
Um.
likes are free, man.
Mhm. They don't cost a thing. Just a thumbs up. Um. I
Mhm.
was talking to you earlier about So Kyrie Irving made the news again. Back this
Mm.
article came out in the Daily Mail. I think that's the UK, one of your publications, the Daily Mail, because it says
Yeah, Daily Mail. Yeah,
CEO.
it's one of my ones. No,
Yeah.
you said, didn't you say? Did you? I thought you said the Evening
Well, no,
Standard.
I did. There's two.
Oh, so yeah,
The
Daily
one I was
Mail's
just
over
looking
here
at,
too. Yeah.
yeah, and then the one that I got my research initially is from the Daily Mail. And so Kyrie Irving is known. Everybody knows who he is. He's a basketball player in the United States, who currently is playing for the Dallas Mavericks.
Did he only just join the Dallas Mavericks, or did he just get into that team? Did he change
Yeah.
team? He did, didn't he?
Well, he started off with the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2011. Then he went to Boston Celtics 2017. Then he went to Brooklyn Nets 2019, and now he's currently with the Dallas Mavericks. His gross salary is $36.93 million.
Jeez. What is
Hold
that a
on.
year?
Yeah, that's his yearly.
Well, what the hell are you gonna do with that?
I don't know. I but hold on a second, because I gotta grab my phone. I got some emergency
Yeah, no
situation.
problem. Yeah,
But I'm gonna
put it
get
on
back to
mute.
you in just a second.
Yeah, put it on mute. It's cool. You know what? It's funny, people. Yeah, like it's crazy. Like you got the like. I want to ask you, like seriously, like see this money thing. Like, don't get it wrong. We all need money. We need money to pay bills and whatnot and all that. But at what point does it, like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you do after you've got everything? You know what I mean? Like obviously Foxy's gonna talk about a little something now that the brother done, but serious, that's serious money, you know. It's serious peas, you know, and I'm telling you, that's serious money, Prezi love, yeah. And my thing is this: like, after you buy your house, you buy a car, you buy a couple cars, you know, you're gonna get some shoes, some clothes, go on holidays. Me, I know what I'll do. I'll be flying all around the world, going to certain locations, specific locations. But these, like, when you get, like, I don't know, man. It's like, obviously we know that certain people get taxed and all them things there, but it's like, how much money do you really need? Like, what is the aim? You're trying to buy a space station? You're trying to buy a rocket? You know what I'm saying, to shuttle yourself off to Pluto or something? I don't know. But when does it like? I don't know. But the things ain't right anyway. You got people sleeping on the streets and all that, and they're giving people money like that. It's absolutely crazy. Like, I ain't mocking it, but like, what do you do with the money? You know what I'm trying to say? But yeah, Foxy's gonna come back and talk about that, right? But you have to understand, people, yeah, that there's a lot of funny things going on. I've got a couple things to talk about. What do you lot think about lynching? Because it seems to me that there's been talks of bringing back lynching. I kid you not, people. I'm trying to think of how I can word this without bringing too much heat to my channel. How can I do this? Right. So in England this week, I don't know if you don't know about it, right? But there's been some weird stuff going on. I have got the video on my phone, but I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to tell you what is in this video. So I got sent a video by a close friend of mine, Justo, big up yourself, survival minds all day. And basically I got sent a video of a black man, brother, being lynched in a park. Now, is it lynching or is it suicide? You get what I'm trying to say? Because we know that we live in a time right now where there's a lot of people that cannot handle what we're going through, you know. Everyone has a different heart. You know what I'm trying to say? Everyone's heart is different. Let me just bring in Maybach first. Maybach, big up yourself, my bro.
What's going on, man? Big up, man. Salute.
Yeah,
Salute,
man.
Foxy.
Salute all day, man. We're just doing a random current affairs today, you know what I mean? So I was just telling the people about there's been a mad video that I was sent the other day, and the thing about the video, it's really hard to right. Oh, okay, Prezi, okay. Oh, so you know what's going on? That's good. So basically, there's a video someone sent me of a black man hanging in a tree, Maybach, in a park. I'm not even sure what park it was because the video was kind of short. Now we know, yeah, that we live in a time where a lot of people that it's kind of suicidal out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people cannot take what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And they even said in on one program I was watching that deal with mental health and whatnot, that
Mhm.
in the next few years there's going to be a lot more people doing it, you know. But the only
Correct.
problem, right? But the only problem with this now, Maybach, is that apparently, like Prezi said, there's been 5 people that have
Mhm.
been caught hanging from trees. Right?
Oh, what so far this year?
But in the last 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, because I was gonna say what? Okay, we've been 3 years from the lockdown. So before the lockdown,
Right.
that was going on a lot.
Really?
And it was it was going on more. See, it happens more in the States. Out here it happens a lot. And
Whoa.
yeah, and then so you probably won't get that news unless you search for it. But yeah, it's been going on in the States, and it's really been going on more in the southern states. To piggyback off of the information that you're talking about,
Right.
in Mississippi, I know you've heard of Mississippi, the state Mississippi.
Yeah, I've got some notes written down, and I think you're about to say it right now. But go ahead.
Yeah, they're bringing the Jim
They're trying
Crow.
to legalize it. Yeah, they're trying.
Yes, they want to actually, the last time I read it, the bill or the policy is close to being signed off on. So that means these people are agreeing to this. Whoever goes, and this is another thing too that you're kind of you always talk about, and I'm paraphrase, where you said there's a lot of things going on. We need to start paying attention. Yeah. Especially with our cities and towns that we live in. Once again, like I said, Tupac is on recording saying, certain things that we can control as far as voting is, in your city, in your town, as far as the select men, select women, congressmen, congresswomen, mayor, governor, whatever have you. There's a lot of real meetings and important meetings that goes on in our towns, whether it has to do with the school, whether it has to do with the city, bills being passed, certain things. Next thing you know, let's just say you're not paying for no trash tax. Now you're paying for trash tax, but little did you know, there was a meeting held at your town hall that you had no idea about. You know what I'm saying? They didn't advertise it. So we need to partake in these things and at least be aware. You know what I'm saying? Again, to just do your due diligence. Like I like to say, move vigilant, stay militant. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, stay vigilant, move militant. You know what I mean? And that just means to be aware of your surroundings. We go to these places, like, bro, since a lot of these things been happening, like I took my kids out. Like we had vacation last week for the kids in school out here. I took them out, bro. Everywhere that I went in public, because of things happening in mass numbers or congregation of people, bro, I stay on the outskirts. I'm making sure I'm paying attention to the where I can exit and where I can enter. God forbid if anything's happening. This is the time that we living in. This is how we're supposed to be thinking now. And it's sad. It's sad because when my parents brought me to the circus or to a function where there's mass people, everybody was relaxed. You know what I'm saying? The most you have to worry about is a fire going off. You know what I mean? The building now it's like, this, that one, you're looking at people whispering to each other. You're looking at this one, it's crazy, but go ahead, brother. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought it up about Mississippi. I don't know what's wrong with them people down there, man. Because even when you watch them old films, and you see the lynching going on and they're chopping off heads and all them things, you have to think to yourself, what is wrong with these people? Why are there so much people watching this?
Correct.
What type of minds of these people have that they want to do? Even down to when they do the lethal injection and them things there. Like what is
correct? It's a spectacle. Yeah, it's all a spectacle, like you just said. In the papers, I didn't know, like, to piggyback off what you just said, it's true. When they actually was doing this, it was held in front of the whole city, in front of the whole town, people and children, exactly. Children is watching this and stuff like that. I don't get it. It's the same thing too, right? When I went to Haiti, I was in Haiti, and somebody in my grandmother's neighborhood had passed, and they brought little children into the house to see the body. And I'm like, this is what they do? Yes, this is what they do in certain third world countries. That's what they do. Yes. So when this woman passed away, everybody came inside the house to pay their respect. people brought their children as well. So let's just say she died in the room. Everyone came inside the room. They paid their respects. They would say the name of the father, the son, whatever, and then they would walk out. But they would expose, like, I'm talking about as young as I can remember. This is 1989. So I would say I probably saw like a 4-year-old, a young child like that being exposed to that. Yeah, to someone, going in transition and stuff like that. So a lot of cultures, man, they expose a lot of stuff.
So what do you think the reason is though? Is that like what?
I don't know. I think it's more, the only way that I can explain it to you, the way I take it as, okay, this person passed. This is a pillar in the community. So I'm going to bring myself and my kids to come pay respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say it's the eldest in the neighborhood. Like, let's just say wherever you live at, a lady that y'all might call grandma in the neighborhood that's been there for how many years? She's 92. She passed away. So you go over there with your 4-year-old son to just, hey, we're going to go over there and we're going to pay our respects. We're in and out. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I could see it. I don't know what else is the reason besides maybe exposing the child to the transition of, okay, from living form to, transition. I don't know. I try to figure it out myself. I never really gotten a real answer, and stuff like that. But I just know a lot of that is cultural.
It sounds like it. So you think it could be an agenda as well for the children?
Maybe.
Because there's a lot of agenda for the children right now. I saw a video today on TikTok that was very disturbing. Oh my God, these people are going too far, man. So basically, is that one of them LB guys? One of them the alphabet boys. Is one of them,
I know what you mean. Yep, I know what you mean.
They were swinging it around the pole in front of mothers and toddlers, parents and toddlers.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing out here. Toddlers are dancing. Yes, girls and little boys.
No, the toddlers wasn't dancing. They were sitting down watching as these grown men.
They watching this. Okay, the adult. Yeah. Okay, wow. That's crazy.
These grown men with leopard tube socks on their things, with leather stuff wrapped around them.
Wow.
And they were spinning around the pole with thongs on.
That's crazy. And they got kids watching this.
Yeah, like there was toddlers.
Yeah, they programming them. That's what they're doing. They programming them.
Yeah, they're demasculating them.
Exactly. They pre-programming them and already training them. Oh, I thought you was gonna say what I thought I seen. I seen the opposite. It was the little kids, little girls, little boys, and it was adult men, and it was like real elderly men in the crowd watching a little boy dressed up in his costume on stage. Yes, doing the RuPaul. Let's just leave it at that.
Hold on. Are you saying? Did you just say that the grown-ups are watching the youth?
Yes, exactly. I'm not trying to say it too much, but yes, a little boy.
That's crazy.
Yep. That's crazy. Yeah, doing his RuPaul scene. Yes, and there's men, grown men. Yes, in the crowd watching. Yeah, and that was off of that was off of a TikTok. Somebody did it, I guess, to expose it, because TikTok is that platform now where they kind of like not really.
They let you talk crazy on there.
Exactly.
That's why I had to go on there, people. Listen, people, I'm on there, Panero's mine on TikTok, and I got big views on there as well.
I don't have no TikTok, but yeah, got you. So you put content on there as well too.
You know what? Shall I be honest with you? I'll just put the videos that I've done already on my page up there, and they're
that's still good. Yeah, that's still good. That's still good.
They're blowing more than they do on my YouTube, to be honest.
Because you know why? It's because not us per se, but society's attention span. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't even want to watch like a 5-minute video now. Like, everything has to be under 3 minutes.
That's what I've noticed.
On my 2 channels, like I got this one, I got the Maybach Mel 1804, and then I got my sports channel. A lot of like my videos, my most watched videos are my sports, and they in the thousands. Anything positive that I put out, those are the lowest watch things. So that's telling you, the negative algorithm is always gonna win. You know what I mean? And that's sad. That's sad.
It is very sad.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So you know Elon bought Twitter, correct? You know that, right?
Yeah, he bought Twitter. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Do you know why he really bought it? Like, what's the
No,
real?
I don't. Let us all know.
Okay. The real reason is he bought another company called Neuralinks. You heard about
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I know about that. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So to paraphrase and sum it all, to make a long thing short, sweet as possible, he's gathering all the data so he can use to the Neuralink.
That
You
makes
get it?
sense. That
You
makes
get it?
sense. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
because you know what the Neuralinks is all about. You already know, right?
Yeah,
You know what that.
that's all linked to the Starlink and the AI and all of that. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
exactly.
Like
So he needs all that information. He
you're
needs
talking
all that data.
Terminator. You're talking Terminator right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly. Correct. Correct.
What was it called? What was that place called in Terminator? I swear the name was kind of similar. What was it called?
It wasn't
Star something.
Babylon. It wasn't.
No,
No, it
no,
wasn't
that's
Babylon.
Matrix. That's Matrix.
Um,
But in the Terminator film, the name
yeah, I
of
know. I can't remember the name. I know what
I
exactly.
swear it was Skylinks or something like that, bro.
Something like that. There's always a coalition, anyways. If you go back and watch some of these, listen. I watched 2 days ago. Oh man, go watch Mel Gibson Conspiracy Theory. Just go watch that movie, and you're gonna Panera. I swear to God, you're gonna be like, yo, they made this movie in what year? And everything that's in that movie is happening now or is about to happen. So whenever you get a chance, go watch that with Mel Gibson, Conspiracy Theory. Yep. Go watch that and watch what's going on now. And then you're going to be like, yo, they was letting us know. Cause I watched a documentary. This dude did a good job. He said these people, you know, when we say they, we know, we all know what we're talking about. They have to let us know what they're doing. And his reasoning and his perspective is because to their God, by them letting us know. So to paraphrase, if I say, hey, okay, Panero wants to buy this cereal, but I put the cereal label poison, but you still buy it. You get what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like the coalition I'm trying to say? I put the label on you to let you know that this is bad, but you still bought it anyways. So that way, if you're gone, you can't sue me. You understand what I'm saying? So to them, because they letting us know what they do through movies, TV shows, little information here, little information there. So to them that when they transition, they will go up instead of going down.
Oh yeah. Let me just pause you on that. People, I've got to let Foxy go because Foxy's got something very important to take care of.
Okay.
No, actually, check your back chat. But no, I'm here until I can't be here anymore.
Fox, you already know
everything. All right.
Yeah, she can't really talk too much about it here, but Foxy, you already know the deal, innit? Whatever you got to take care of, you know. It's you're loved over here anyway, regardlessly. But
thank you. Yeah, I'm just
you gotta
waiting
disappear.
on.
You gotta disappear.
Yeah, I'll let you know. But I'm here. I'm here for now.
Yeah.
It's always something. It's always something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Maybach, I hear you though. I hear you, Maybach. What you saying? What you saying just before Maybach? Sorry, because I wanted you to make sure you make your point across.
Now, what was you saying again? I had mute y'all. I had got a call. What was you asking me? Go ahead.
No, finish what you were saying. I just wanted to.
No, I was done. I was just I landed the plane.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I appreciate
and then
it.
you was talking about
any of them things you've been researching, maybe. Don't be like, make sure you throw it up on there, let the people know what's going on, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I know you've been researching hard lately. You got a lot going on.
So. Listen, man, my brain, that's how my brain is, bro. So I didn't, and I want you to know too, I didn't take what you said in the wrong way or anything, because you didn't say it with, No, I respect it. You was just like, yo, I already know about that, and hip the people that may not know.
Yeah. Don't worry about it for her. Don't worry about that for her. That's between me and you and that. But but you understand what I'm saying. So there's so much stuff coming out. But yeah, you're right. You're right in what you're saying about the gathering of information. Now,
correct.
The funny thing about it is that people were trying to say that the Chinese put out TikTok to do it. You know what I'm trying to say? But it's
it's Japanese. Japanese company owns TikTok.
Oh, is it Japanese?
Yes, it's Japanese. It's Japanese that owns it. Yeah, that's why. It's either Chinese or Japanese. That's why Trump was trying to take them.
The Chinese and Trump was
Trump,
trying to ban it.
Yeah, trying to ban them because they was actually in court last year. The Supreme Court.
With that? No, I saw that. I saw the.
Yeah, they was denying everything because actually, they allegedly, we're gonna keep it on that. Allegedly that they given everybody's data information, but they couldn't answer the question, and they was asked in front of all the politicians. They never can give a solid yes or no. So that leads you to, make your own speculations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because Foxy was saying in the last show that Trump was trying to get people not to use TikTok, but I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing because right now, like we said earlier on, TikTok is the only place where you can talk crazy.
Yeah, but correct. You know what, Brother Panero?
No, there's Reddit. There's Reddit too. Sorry, I apologize. Go ahead, Fox.
Mm-hmm. No, they're censoring people too now on TikTok, and they're putting people on timeout, like the way IG is. They're suspending people going on TikTok.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because a lot of people are putting out a lot of content.
So Panera, you know Black Magic 363, right? Brother Rich.
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about.
So Red Pill just came on, and he went on his live and said that TikTok had put him on ban and he's definitely about that information. And he's like he was on for like a month on probation.
That's crazy because I've seen people on TikTok dissing the small hat people, and they're not getting banned. So that's
this is another thing too. There's two YouTubers that I thought I was putting Foxy on to, but she already know who they are. They got a platform they call Too Strong. Brother, these dudes, they never get shadow banned. Their videos never get taken down. They expose the elites. They expose names. I'm talking about the celebrities. They mention everything. They did the Epstein thing. They release a lot of information. These two brothers, they do research. This is what I'm trying to say. There's a way you can finagle the bagel. Let's just put it like that, to where you can say certain things. Like if we're going to say, KILL, you got to switch it to another word. You got to use, when you're using the hard R. Yeah. When you're saying, the woman got R'd, you got to say, that's how they talk. But they still put out their content and they still say what they say. It's called Too Strong. That's the name of their YouTube channels. There's two black brothers. One of them, I think, is Trini or something like that. I know he's Caribbean. But
one's Jamaican and one's
Oh my God! I thought you just said tranny. You said Trini.
I thought I was saying Trini. You thought I said train? Oh, nah. Not the train. Not the train. Not the train. Not the train. No trains, Panero. We don't ride trains, Panero.
I do.
Exactly.
I have to. I have no choices. I don't have a car.
Especially with what's going on with the trains right now. I definitely ain't even taking the local train right now. For real, with passengers. Yeah, I ain't even taking local trains with passengers right now. My kids the other day, they wanted to ride. I said, we're taking the city bus. We'll go the long way. Yeah. Now listen, call me what you call it, noido or whatever, nervous. I'm just not riding no trains at this moment, man. I don't care if they said, hey, here's a free ticket from Boston to London on a train. I'm not taking it. They can say to New York. Let me not even say London. I say New York, 3.5 hours. Okay, to your city, the Big Apple, I'm going to say, no, thank you. I'm passing on that. For real. I don't think anybody wants to ride a train right now.
The crazy thing about it is that all that shit happened in 1 week. That's the spooky thing about it.
Yes. What about this one?
Right.
Panero, the Ohio one is the most spooky one because a movie was made about it and it's in the same town, man.
Yeah, I'll put that video out, bro. You didn't see it?
Yes.
The same town.
Listen, with them, there's no coincidence when it comes to them.
No, there ain't. There is no coinky dink. There isn't.
It's called predictive programming.
Yeah, of course. What's the other word too? When they take a picture or they show us a video and we take that video and think, oh yeah, what we see is really what it is. Psyop.
So
Yeah, you know who's good for that.
And
Oh man,
subliminal.
yeah.
So I wanted to retrace my steps back, Brother Pinero, because we were talking. I was mentioning Kyrie Irving,
Irving.
and making it sound like kawinky dink, right? So this young man has donated $45,000 towards a GoFundMe benefiting a school in Nigeria and an orphanage in Ghana.
I've seen it.
So this, how it started was, and I want to talk about that also if I can tomorrow on my other channel, God willing, if I can, because stuff's going on in my background now. But anyway, this young man, there was a 22-year-old guy. He's a 22-year-old traveler, is how they presented him. And his name is Cameron Mofid, who initially set the goal of $5,000 to help build a new orphanage in Ghana and improve a school and fund supplies to students in Nigeria.
So what's going on with that? They don't want that?
No. So it's accepted, and it's beaten the challenge of it. It exceeded its expectation with this GoFundMe, right? Go ahead, Brother Pinero.
No. Sorry, I was just gonna say, GoFundMe takes 30% of the profit.
But I was gonna have.
Hold on. Who takes 30%?
GoFundMe, 30%.
Okay. Oh, they take 30%. Okay.
That's a lot. Right. That's a lot, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. I never knew that, but I know that now. Thanks for that information. Just like Cash App and PayPal and Venmo is now anything $600 got to be known
because people are banking that, and those companies want in on it.
So can I ask all
if it's 30,000, if it's 30%, and he donated 45,000. Now, I wasn't good in math. I always failed. But that seems like most of his money went nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Now here's where my here's where my spidey senses peaked, because I always have an issue with celebrities donating to other places than here in the States. That's not to say that I'm pocket watching and people are entitled to do whatever they want to do with their money, but it becomes public information when it's broadcast that this is what they're doing. And it's just weird that he's putting money up towards Nigeria and Ghana, and there's schools in the cities here in the States that are just atrocious.
Well, Oprah done the same thing, right? Oprah put up some money, you said?
Exactly. And made her own school.
Oprah's wasn't even that good though, because them little girls was getting abused allegedly. So
right.
Really?
Yeah. Jeez. Allegedly, but you can, you can look it up. Yeah, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna say that for YouTube guideline purposes. Excuse me?
And Oprah's from what city?
Chicago.
Right. And look at the state of Chicago, but you're ready to put money elsewhere.
You know what I was told though? This is what I was told from a friend of mine. If it's not a private school that these people built, then it means nothing, because anything public school, even if it's in Africa, it's being controlled by the government. That's what I was told. Even in America, if it's not a private school these people open up, then it means nothing. Like LeBron opened up a school in where he's from, but it's not a private school. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's not. So once he did that, his money went in. It's basically a tax write-off, and it goes off.
And that's why I was like, okay, this is a tax write-off when you're doing these charitable works. It's not. Oh, I feel sorry for the little kids. Let me give them money. No, you're trying to get the tax write-off.
This is what I thought you was gonna say too when you brought up the Kyrie and then you had to get off real quick. I thought you was gonna say this because people don't know this. See me, I'm a sports guy, so I read and I listen to sports talk. Kyrie got played by the owner of Brooklyn. There was a spat. If he had sent Kyrie to LA, it goes back to the money that you just said Kyrie made in total or whatever. I don't know the number, but you had said it. He would have made a little more if the owner had let him go or traded him to LA. But because him and Kyrie had the fallout, Kyrie took a stand with the not taking the jab or whatever, all this other stuff. So he had a disdain for Kyrie. So he sent Kyrie to Dallas. Kyrie ended up losing a couple of million. When I say a couple of million, it's really not a couple. It's a few $1 million he lost by being sent to Dallas. So that's the real big story that people don't understand. And the whole thing is too, ESPN is not doing a good job. And I don't want to say ESPN like it's the whole, everybody that works there. It's more the melanated guy. And it's really one guy, Stephen A. He has a personal with Kyrie and puts this negative stain on Kyrie to make, like, that guy don't understand when he talk, scouts, agents, they listen to what he says about players. So it's like, if I'm saying, well, Pinheiro, he's a good player on the basketball court, but as far as in the locker room, he has an attitude towards reporters. That goes a long way. You understand what I'm saying? Especially if I'm a well-renowned, respected reporter. If I say that, everybody's going to believe me. So now they're going to really think, without knowing Pinheiro, oh, this guy really has an attitude. He really, you know what I'm saying? And Stephen A. don't do, I don't like Stephen A. for that, man. I don't like that type of stuff.
He's a bit weird, man. Still.
Yeah. He's doing their bidding.
So that's all that I wanted to just make that point across. It
is a true thing. It's like, be honest, like, if we all grew up at a certain place, like, don't get it wrong, we love people everywhere, all over the world. We don't want to see people struggle. We don't want to see people struggle. We want to make sure everyone gets the right education, even though some of the education systems are actually BS. Sometimes the education system in Africa is actually better than over here.
Exactly.
It definitely is.
I'm actually hearing.
That's a fact.
But at the same time, it's still good to, like, put some work in where you grew up. Why wouldn't you want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. But I told you, like, he's born in Melbourne, Australia. So I don't know Kyrie Irving.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And I don't know. Again, like, I don't want to. Huh?
He was born in Australia, folks.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And I don't want to come off sounding like, the foreigner. Like, I don't want to sound kind of biased. My issue is only, like, you're giving a donation outside of where you live. And that's been going on since the 80s. Like, American entertainers, or not even entertainers, but people have been propagandizing Africa since the 80s. Feed America, feed the children, and all that other stuff. And they only went to, like, the outer regions of certain countries in Africa. They didn't show us the thriving cities. And since the 80s, they had me hoodwinked. I'm a little kid crying like, oh my God, this baby's got a big belly and there's flies all over them, and it's that they need money. Meanwhile,
they put sugar they put syrup on the kid's face so the flies went on it.
Yeah. And little did we know, we was programmed not knowing that it's a place where they have natural resources. They got diamond. They got this. They got oil. They got
right.
Well,
like they're better off than us, actually, in some places.
Facts. But see, this is the whole thing, though. These 3 dominant or 4 dominant countries has been grasping a whole of a piece of Africa lately, especially with recently, where that guy just gave them $53 billion. I don't know if y'all read this. This is crazy to me. There's a continent. It's not crazy, but it's crazy what the U.S. is trying to do. There's a continent out there in Africa that still holds old school values. So America is trying to tell them, they need to legalize. Yeah, they need to legalize the alphabets out there in that continent. And this is the last continent that's still holding on to real, morals and respect and integrity, is saying, no, we don't want your Western ways out here. This is our land. We want our people to do what is morally in our eyes. And America says, well, if you want to continue getting aid from us, then you need to pass and legalize the alphabets out here.
Exactly.
But my thing is like, yo, what is your
who are you to dictate? First of all, like
keep telling Foxy what she can and can't do in her own household, and that's her household. But I'm trying to control, and I live all the way over here, and I'm trying to tell you, hey, at 9 o'clock, all lights need to be out in the house. Everyone needs to be in bed at 9 o'clock. Like, and I live all the way over here. And I got my own house, but I'm trying to control your house. Like, yo, this is the problem that I have, man. This is the problem that I have with this country, man. Like
this is the because America is the big brother, is the strong arm. United States.
Yeah.
And
So they think.
Right. And so they want to bully and because we're doing business, so you gotta do no.
Do as I say, because I control you, because you need me. Yeah,
that sounds like modern day slavery to me.
Yeah, facts. Oh, you want to keep getting this good spring water that we keep sending you loads of? Well, pass this law here. But they like, no, listen, we'll do anything and everything that you want us to do. But you're not going to tell us about something that is immorally to us, in our eyes, in our culture. Exactly. This is a cultural thing at the end of the day. So you get what I'm saying? Like, okay, I understand you giving aid to them, but who are you to say what can go on in their household and what can't? What's supposed to happen in the community and what can't? Right. Like this is the problem that I have, dog.
Yeah.
Like you said, Big Brother. I have a problem with Big Brother.
Yeah. Well, maybe they done that. Maybe they done that to get at the children. Exactly.
Fact. You know Fact, of course.
Because that's what it stems from. That's what it stems from.
That's what it is. It's like they're trying to prime a whole different race of humans.
Listen, I don't know if y'all saying this over there in the UK, but over here, they got this thing called "You better know your pronouns." Yeah, you didn't hear about this, Panero? Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you meet one of them, right?
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, when you meet one of them, you gotta
address them.
Yeah, you have to address them with the right pronouns now, bro. If you don't, it's of course it's not like you get arrested, you don't get a ticket, but you might as well say you're gonna get crucified if you don't.
What are you talking about? You're talking about when they say if a woman's a tranny, you gotta call them a woman now.
You gotta say
whatever she identified, whatever it identifies. Yes.
I say it.
Yes, that's whatever it. Yeah, you have to say it, Foxy. Whatever it identifies, he or she, you have to address he or she as such. If you don't, it's problems. Yeah, you're what is it? Not prejudice. Yeah, you're it's a form of prejudice. Like, yo, listen, man, this whole world is like this world is crazy. Remember when
let's be clear. It's not that we have a problem with the sexuality. It's an agenda that we have the problem with.
Yes, in the laws.
That's pipelining to innocent people and children that don't need to be exposed to certain things. I don't care if you're heterosexual.
They already attacked the kids, man. They already attacked the kids. That was their whole agenda, to pass the alphabet letters, right, for that community, right? But it really was to attack the little kids. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. Because look, I was telling Panero when you was off here that they have the trans reading to children's at the library now.
Yeah.
When we went to the library,
that's crazy.
Yeah, when we went to the library,
full costume, Panero, in full assault.
Yes.
One at a time, guys. One at a time, guys. One at a time. We're clashing a little bit. One at a time, please.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Maybach.
No. I was saying, you're right. You're right about that. In full garment, in full entertainment mode. You know, this is what they doing, brother. Like, it's crazy. They
They're
giving
trying
they giving the children sex education books as well too.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
Little. Dog, that was a high school thing back in my
yeah,
time. I was in school. It was high
yeah.
school.
They lowered the years on it, trying to sexualize the youths, man. You know how it goes.
Yes, there's the
Yeah.
word. There's the word I was looking for. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to be aware of these things and not let it go over our head. And that's what I'm changing the title of the show to. We must be aware of these things
Mhm.
and don't let them go over your head,
Yeah.
because we have to understand what's going on. So when we see things like this, there's a certain training that the parents need to put in when they're at home. So when their youths do go out to the library and go to this place and that place, they might go swimming and see some guy in the thong swimming around.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? So we've got to put in, we've got to do what we can with the youths. And the reason why I'm saying the youths and not us, because it's them, like we said, that they're going for, right?
Exactly.
So we've got to try and put the right messages into them, so we don't have to worry. Because obviously you're going to be more worried about your own siblings when it comes to these things. You know what I'm trying to say? But yeah, it's actually that they're trying to make this world like Sodom and Gomorrah, and we all know what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah, right?
Correct.
So we don't want to be a part of that. Don't forget. Don't look back. Don't turn into a pillar of salt. Go forward.
Right.
Yeah.
Run. You know what I mean? Run for the hills, man.
It's already a lot. It's already a lot that, I got to teach my son, you know what I'm saying? If he encounters a police officer, how to make it alive. You know what I'm saying? Then I got to teach him
That's true.
to stay away from the street corner. And now, just trying to live to be 21. You know what I'm saying? But now I got to add this type of training too. Hey, when you go to the public pool, it's crazy.
That is a good point, because it was already hard enough already to raise children.
And that's my point. Yeah, when you said that, it made me think real quick. When you were like, yo, we got to teach these kids. Go ahead.
Take away the rod, take away the discipline. Now it's even harder, and then
Thank
throw all these things. You know what I mean? So it's madness. It's like
it's worse. It's worse.
It's madness, man.
It is.
What else is going on? Current affairs.
So there was a senator in Tennessee that was making he was addressing this black man. They're both councilmen, and in his statement he says to the other councilman, well, I would agree with everything that you're saying, as long as I can add an amendment that we bring back hanging people from a tree.
Yeah, we was talking about that when he was gone.
Panero touched up on that. Yeah, this is crazy.
So the guy has publicly apologized and said, I didn't mean to come out and say all that, blah blah blah. But it's like you're talking straight to the black man, and we all know that that's who was getting hung back in the days. So he was saying that, I was just saying, as far as capital punishment, we need to bring, there needs to be justice, and that seems fit to that type of justice.
Yeah, sure.
Like, as you're addressing the black man, you're saying, let's bring back hanging.
Yeah, they've gone absolutely crazy. For them to even think, like we were saying earlier, to even think like that.
In a public forum where everybody, cameras are on and everything, and he's like a state councilman and he's talking slick.
Yeah, that's because behind closed doors, he goes to parties and does weird stuff.
Correct.
Yeah, he's a diddler.
Definitely.
And he looks like one of those things, and it's like so now he made his little public apology, and we're all supposed to be like, okay.
But see,
they got rid of
that. Why do they always get to do that though? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
Person really says how they truly feel. Oh man, damn.
Believe it. They got rid of not got rid of, but the mayor of Chicago in the States, she's not making it. Lori Lightfoot. She's been trashed since her being in office, I think since 2017. So she's not going for re-election. She's got the lowest rates. Yeah, they didn't want her back.
Mhm.
They call her Beetlejuice because she looks like one of the characters in the Beetlejuice movie.
No.
Yeah, you crazy.
Oh no! I used to love that film. Are you serious?
Me too.
That film is hilarious.
And I know exactly who they're talking about. I'm
They
like,
sprinkled the powder on the
the shrunken head.
What character? What character?
No, at the end where
The
he's
trunk
sitting
where
in
they
the
sprinkled thing over the head.
yeah, that
In
one.
a GP,
Yeah,
in the doctor's surgery, and he sprinkles the thing over his head, and it goes all small. And
that one.
Y'all
but they
are
were
funny.
saying that's her.
That yeah.
They're out.
Y'all are funny.
No.
Yo, listen, I'm a drop down, man. I got to get my kids ready. Panero, man, I appreciate you, brother,
Yeah,
for
man.
always having me up
Man,
on here.
Anytime, brother.
Peace,
Anytime.
brother.
You already know. You already know, Foxy. We heard you too eating. You didn't even offer us if we wanted some. I heard you smacking.
Did you? Dang, my bad.
I know it was good though.
No, I was telling Foxy we should get some wine and some unleavened
I
bread.
was
You know, pass it
I was
around.
trying to mute up, but then I was like, I gotta talk because he doesn't think that I'm off it. But my bad, everybody. I'm sorry. That was my dinner. It is dinner. It's supper
What did you
time
have?
over here.
What did you have?
I had, believe it or not, don't come at me, but
No, you
pause.
didn't have pork.
Pause.
No, you didn't have pork.
I didn't have pork, but I had Chinese food.
Oh no!
But it was
Oh,
beef. It was beef and I'm not beef and broccoli. Excuse me. It was broccoli and brown sauce with white rice.
Well, you see over there, do you get it in a paper carton?
Yeah.
Oh, you get it like that, innit? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But will you eat the chopsticks as well? Yeah.
No, I don't know how to use that.
Oh, okay.
So listen, guys, I'm not righteous. I'm just as a heathen as the next person. But I do try to give my, enlighten people. But listen, if I'm gonna do the Chinese food, that's all we're doing is the broccoli and brown sauce with white rice. And I don't eat pork anymore. I haven't eaten pork since 2015. I don't eat red meat since 2015. Chicken I'll still eat, turkey, seafood, I still eat that.
The chicken's been a bit funny over here, I don't
Yeah.
know if anyone in the UK has noticed, but the chicken's really been a bit funny. Even sometimes when you go in the fridge and see the chicken, it looks a bit yellow, and looks like it's, I don't know, like it's not lasting as long as it used to.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to be careful, man. You gotta be careful with the food right now, people.
No, absolutely.
Because I've actually stopped eating out, to be honest. I've actually it's not because I'm trying to be cheap or nothing, but it's just
You can't trust it. Yeah.
I can't trust it. And I don't know what they're doing to prepare it, and because they're selling to so many people, I don't know if they're rushing their preparation.
Exactly.
So I just like to carry food with me, or if I know I'm going to somewhere that I can trust eating from my friend or something like that. But I really try my best not to eat out anymore. Because it's
So what are your dishes? What do you make?
Lately I've been eating a lot of fish, Fox. I've actually gone off the meat a little bit. I do eat meat from time to time, but only a couple times a week. Do you know what I'm saying? But then catch side of that as well, though, is you got to kind of be careful with the fish, because now they're saying there's mercury in it and all that.
Right.
And then also it's kind of crazy, because it's hard these days to know what you're doing really when it comes to the food, because you've got certain things going on in the sea, you've got certain radiation spills.
Yes.
That must all affect everything. But the thing is, the meat right now, for some reason, I'm just not feeling the meat. I'm just so I'm just trying to do more. I'm doing more vegetables now. I'm doing more fruit. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I'm drinking less. I'm drinking less water now, and I'm doing more coconut water and
That's crazy. I just bought some coconut water too.
Yeah, because what people have to understand is that I know they tell you to drink, 8 glasses of water a day, but what you have to really understand that H2O doesn't really quench your body properly. You actually need H3O. You know what I mean? And H3O is things like coconut water, fruits, the juice that's inside fruits, and things like that. Because you've actually been lied to and bamboozled about water. You don't need water. Is really just to wash the outside of your skin. It's not really to quench your thirst, and it hasn't got the right properties to give you the right. It's crazy. It's crazy, but that would make sense though, because obviously they're always trying to put us in the wrong direction. You have to just
Right.
research it really. When you research people, then when you get a chance, research the difference between the H2O and the H3O.
Yeah, I
And
am.
you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put a video up tomorrow on it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
put
that's definitely that's important information to know because we definitely been hoodwinked to
and
believe that. Yeah,
yeah, we've been
bamboozled.
bamboozled to believe that. Yeah,
And
definitely.
coconut
So
coconut water has electrolytes in it, so we need that as well.
and water hasn't got it in. And let me just say something
Mm.
to you people, yeah.
Mhm.
Why do you think, yeah, when you have a baby, right? Why do you think that they told you don't give the baby water for the first six
Mm.
months? If water was such an important thing to take in, why would you not drink it from birth? Why do they go to breast milk? Because there's no properties in it that can do anything. They actually told you not to give kids water
You're
until
right.
6 months. So why are we giving our children water? If you can't drink it from birth, then there must be something wrong there, innit?
Mm.
Do you get what I'm saying? So that's just something to look into, people. Everything is not always what it seems, man. And you've seen my video where it went kind of viral on TikTok as well, because I cut it up and put it on TikTok. The
Mhm.
video that I done about water, the bottled water. We're thinking that we're drinking something proper. That is garbage we're drinking, man.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So really, people, I would suggest you. I know it's going to be more expensive. Don't get you confused. I know it's going to be more expensive, and it's not the best time. People are
Right.
going through certain money crises right now, so it's not the best time to change over. But you do not need to be drinking um 2 liters of water a day. It's bullshit, people. And it's funny because we talked on a show one time a few months back. It might have been like 4 or 5 months back, and I
Mhm.
was actually talking about one of my brethrens from East London, big up Tapper, my brethren. He doesn't drink water. He
Mm.
cannot stand water, and there's nothing wrong with him. Do you understand what I'm
You know,
saying?
little kids are like that too. They're like they don't like
Yeah,
the
they don't like water. They'd rather
yeah.
drink. Little kids, yeah, they don't drink. Like we all done it when we was kids, right? We only
Mhm.
drunk. We only put our mouth underneath the tap when we played football. You know, like
Mhm.
running around playing sports, you would go to the fountain and drink, drink, drink.
Right.
But more time when you got money, what you doing? You're buying Tango. You're buying ginger beer.
Right.
Yeah, you're buying Dr Pepper. Dr Pepper was one of my favorite drinks when I was a kid, right?
Mm.
So I didn't drink a lot of water when I was younger.
Me neither.
It's only till I got older and they started telling us that water was very important. I started drinking a lot of water.
Right.
But really and truly, is it as important? Because really and truly, water has really got no properties. When you research water, it has not got a lot of properties. And what you got to understand too, we're not drinking from the fountains that were placed on this earth. They've all been covered up by the elites. The
Mhm.
fountains that the people used to drink from back in the day was a total different water to what's coming out your tap and in them bottles.
Right.
No, if you think that you're really getting Highland spring water from rocks, think again.
Mhm.
You're getting tap water with some properties put in it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Some purified water.
You know, so I will put up the video tomorrow that talks more about that. A brother that I'm well familiar with from America. I'm gonna make him break it down to you. Um,
Yeah,
it's
that'd be
really
good to check
it's
out.
very it's a very serious thing because we got to really be careful what we're putting in our bodies right now. You know,
Mhm.
especially if we're talking about healing properties. If you're putting something in your body that has no healing properties in it, then what's the point?
Mm.
You know.
Exactly.
So big up everybody that's hanging about for the show. But it's doing a current affair show today. If anyone wants to
Yes.
type in
Salute.
anyone wants to type in anything in the chat if they want us to talk about it, we're down for it. You know what I'm saying? But since we're talking about all this craziness and this demonic business, I don't know if I mentioned it the other day, but you know that Spain's trying to legalize bestiality.
Spain.
Yeah,
Mm, mm, mm.
they actually
That
like.
was bound to happen
Why'd you say that?
because the agenda was and is do the child thing the alphabet people, and then bestiality, and that will all be normalized. So that's part of the
Oh,
program.
I get what you're saying. If you can legalize bestiality, you can legalize anything. I get you.
Right.
I get what you're saying. That is disgusting, man. These people have gone absolutely mad. Yeah. So that means that. So you're telling me if I was living in Spain, yeah, and I looked out of my window and I saw my neighbor doing a madness to
Shagging.
his dog, I can't even,
Shagging.
yeah, I can't even report him. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah, there's certain parts I think in the Middle East that it's or in Switzerland. There's certain parts it's legal. That's legal
where?
that you can do that. Don't quote me on it for sure, but I believe in the Middle East and there's certain smaller little countries and stuff
No,
that's
you're right. You're actually
legal.
right because the Middle East they do some funny stuff down there. Still, I ain't gonna lie, man. When you look into some of the things that they partake in,
Yeah.
it's it will blow your mind. You know what I'm trying to say? And yeah, so that's the
So
world
the
we're living.
agenda is to make it okay for the alphabet first. Then we're targeting the children, and now the bestiality was just the third thing to come down, and that those are the three things. So it's like now it's normal, we can do this, we can get away with. If they showed us that people can dress up and be other people and now make it like a law that they're privileged and they can't, there's no legal stuff against them, then all or anything else goes then.
Yeah, anything can go after that, innit? Who's really going to complain about anything after that, though? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So if I see my neighbor doing certain things and I approach him the next day and thump him in his mouth, I'm going jail. That's crazy.
Right, for harassment.
So if your kid's looking out the window and he sees neighbors doing things, you can't even report it. Think about that. Think about what type of world that they're trying to set up for us here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's mad. It is absolutely crazy.
And then look at the cartoons. Like there was this cartoon, I think his name is Horseman or something like that. Like he's got human characteristics, but like think about it. He's a horse, and that stuff, is read between the lines. I don't even want to like talk about it like that because it's just crazy. And that's how they set things up. They put it in like cartoons and make it a Beauty and the Beast.
You're right. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Right? Like when you think about it.
That's the first place that I saw it. Do you remember? Obviously, Foxy, you're around my age. You remember? Remember Beauty and the Beast, the series?
Yes. I love that.
I used to watch it as well. I thought it was quite cool.
You're right.
But then when I thought about it afterwards, I said, "No, this is crazy." Like,
we never even thought about it like that because they put it out as a cartoon first. I mean, and think about it. That's actually a fairy tale from like the 1800s or something like that. So that stuff has been going on for a very long time.
Kid story.
It's a kid story.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
then they switch it up by making him real. He was under a spell and he's a man, really, but she fell in love with a beast first and foremost.
And then the same thing in Avatar as well. Same thing in Avatar. Sleeping with creatures.
Right.
But they put it in a subtle way. So you don't even look at it like it's that deep. It's just a film, innit? It's only a film. It's only a film.
That's how they normalize it.
Predictive programming. That's what it is. That's been going on for hella years. You know what I mean? Because he loves us conditioning us from young. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's what it is.
Yep.
Conditioning us from young. You know
so that now that we're adults, we're not even thinking twice about it because from youth, we just knew it as that's normal. Like, oh, that's just a show. There's no harm to it.
Right. And we all know how Disney stay anyway, and them things there. We all know Disney's agenda.
Make it subtle, right? And again, put it in cartoon because that's appealing to children. Boom. Now you're not thinking there's something wrong with Belle falling in love with the Beast. Like you're like, oh, that's cool. Or Little Mermaid.
Splash.
Oh, I love that movie too. That was one of my favorite. My mom took me to see that movie, but we didn't think nothing about it. That he's diddling with the mermaid, a creature.
Yeah, Tom Wanks.
Wanker.
Sorry, people, man. It's good to have a little bit of banter sometimes, man, because there's so much serious shit going on in the world, man.
Yeah, you'll go crazy if you don't let it out.
Yeah, you go absolutely nuts if you don't have a laugh. You know what I'm trying to say? But this is the world we live in, man. This is what it is. This is what they're setting up for your children, innit? So we're just here to just keep awareness on them type of things. But yeah, man. So, boy.
Yeah, so that you can have your children, like, now that we know better, you know, now you can inform the youth. And it's not that you want to be cynical. Like, my daughter thinks that, like, I'm a buzzkill because I talk to her like this every day. I talk to my children like this every day. And so that they're now aware of the other side. And to them, what I'm talking about is second nature. Like, because I've conditioned them to know that stuff is wrong. The other stuff that they're teaching us. So, you know, my daughter's just like, but mom, like, you know, if that's what these people want to do, then and I'm like, no, you can't have that attitude. Because
when you start doing that, that's when you start getting immune to the certain things, you know.
Right.
And you start not thinking that it's normal, but you just be like, so if you feel like that, then what would happen? And obviously it's not your youngest fault that they're saying that because they're young in it. But what usually happens is that you might end up having a friend that's into that stuff. And then because you think, you know what, if they do it, it's cool. But then what would happen? Bad association spoil useful habits. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And but yeah, man, that's how it goes, man. It's mad. I'm just looking for something right now, Fox. Give me a second. I've lost part of my notes, man. What's going on?
Get it together now.
I know. I'm trying to get it together. You know what it is like.
There's a lot going on.
There's so much going on. There's so much going on, man. And yeah, just give me a second. You know what, Foxy? Hold on a minute. I'm just gonna
I got you.
2 seconds, people.
Forest silence. Complex formation consists of spirals from gravity, geometric through magnetic cycles, macro to micro, or black scrolls of Michael, helical, umbilical cords to spinal, crack codes of vital. Now, molecules at high altitudes begin to move, causing friction, sparks, the flames, the particles, the water part, the got it fused. So hot it starts to brew. Within the relativity rules, the atmosphere begins to cool. A transplant without tubes, a surgery without tools. A city begin to build itself in the silence. Kingdoms construct themselves with science, and other atoms join into an alliance. A blueprint without guidance, highly evolved, ether gods agreed upon how to create kingdoms in the quiet. Solar flares, rays blaze the surface of Uranus, enter to Aquarius, unveiling the Venus, starships, the Sagittarius bow to the Virgo goddess. The 9 spheres is coming near. This is how silence created a forest. I came in and bulldozed all those in the game with a full load. Atoms attract like static form and get stuck like wool clothes. In 1982, I witnessed a strange crash outside of cathedrals with stained glass. Cars drove backwards, planes crashed, babies seemed to age fast. Darkness fell like gray gas, same technology that the graves have. The nimbus aura around the flying saucer. Between Earth and them is space and mass. From the blue globe to Pluto, to darkness, travel through gray shadows, through the world probes that build castles, from astronauts to aquanauts, sun equinox, the fall tablets, the door to a labyrinth, the 4 horsemen, the Baphomets, the passages, the ghost tribe of most highs, seeing the music notes in the sky. Silence forest. signatures in DNA, nanowaves, gamma rays, binary Milky Way, vibrating streams, Puma Punku. In Suma, there's a new moon. They construct their own kings. The earth is the queen's. Surrendering to the moment of still point, clairvoyance, anti-gravity field, a tower that a dragon helped build. First it was color, then sound discovered, then 3D and CinemaScope. Panoramic tiny screen, sentences wrote, camera caught it, anamorphic, dual vision, you listen, a format pen, the artistry, cinematography, view sides, widescreen, high beams, that's what the eye seen. 56 minutes a day, stuffed up to gather this clay. The distance in which ones orbit the sun, dissolve all the oceans, it's begun. Spread your salt around the universe, listen to the silence of the forest. I'm in tune with the earth.
I just gotta say, that's one thing I miss about summertime, you know, Foxy, being in tune with the earth, man. Because I actually really miss walking through the park with my slippers off, with my walking around like.
Yes, you wear socks with them or no? You let your toes hang out?
I take off. I always wear my sliders. And I take them off, and I like to walk through the parks and be like connected to the earth, because you know that rubber sole between our feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of, you know, we're not connected. But people, I just want to talk about you know, I do Planet X videos, right? So being someone that's into Planet X heavy and puts out a lot of videos, I'm actually in tune with a lot of the people from the States as well. I'm in tune with a lot of the people that put out stuff on Planet X. It's like we're like a little community, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've got some information, people, which ain't the best information, you know. It's not what you really want to hear, you know what I'm trying to say. And I don't really I'm not really one of them guys, Foxy, that likes to put out time zones and time, you know, like put time zones on things, you know.
Right.
But the brothers in the community are saying basically that people are really going to start seeing Planet X around December. They're going to be seeing it around December times. Around from like the 25th of December onward. Now, I don't really like saying dates and obvious reasons why. Because I don't really I'm not trying to predict stuff. I'm just trying to put the awareness out. But if that is true, people, we're going to have one hell of a year. One hell of a year. There has been meteors that have been coming out of the sky, and they're not reporting them. Yeah? And that's why we have to say, I know, YouTube is a bit of a mad place. The internet is a bit of a mad place. But at the same time, if it wasn't for things like YouTube, we wouldn't even know the meteors even came out the sky. So it's people like me and you that are filming these things and catching them on video, and then they're making their own little channel and sharing it. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's how we're actually finding this stuff out.
Right.
There's been a lot of meteors, people, and also I told you before, and you've seen in my videos, that Planet X is connected to all this weather business and these earthquakes. Not all of them, because some of them are man-made too, but don't let them fool you. And that's another thing as well, people, yeah? That's another thing as well. I want you to understand. They know, right, that we know about HAARP and other forms of manipulating the weather. But just because we know that, it doesn't mean that everything happens. Every situation that we go through is weather manipulation. You have to understand that some of it is weather manipulation, but some of it is Planet X. Do you understand what I'm saying? Which they're not going to report. They're not going to report that.
Right.
You understand? So what I'm saying is, when I got to plug in my laptop though. Hold on. I'm plugging my laptop. So what I'm saying is, people, yeah, like, we know that they've got certain things. We know that the Japan flood looked kind of crazy, but don't keep thinking that everything is dumb in it, yeah, because it's not. They would love you to think that, because they don't want you to know about Planet Naboo. Do you understand? Blissful, man, big up yourself. Good to see you back. Enough love.
Yeah, peace, big up.
Right, so I've got a couple of videos coming out as well about Antarctica, because I've got some new information on Antarctica as well that I want to show you. Okay, but I'm not going to do that today. I want to do that on a separate video and make sure I put Antarctica in the title and everything. You know what I mean? But
Right.
But yeah, people, heads up this year, man. I'm telling you, you're going to see a lot of funny things, just like how it speaks of in the Bible. In the last days, you're going to see things that are going to make people's hearts stop. Now, if the Bible's telling you that, you know, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine seeing something up in the sky that makes your heart stop?
Jeez.
Can you imagine that? This
That's
Bible
wild.
verses, Revelation talks about you're going to be seeing things that will make your heart stop, and also you're going to be seeing things that's going to make you want to take your own life. You understand? So,
Jeez.
you know, people, the reason why the awareness is good is so that doesn't happen to you, because I feel that people can survive Planet X crossing because it's been done before, like the Great Flood of Noah, Sodom and Gomorrah, the Sea of Atlantis. You know, so we must have survived all those events for humans to still be here.
Right.
So I don't think it's a thing of where, you know, we're just going to be taken out like that. But we know there's going to be a lot of people that will be, probably be about 20% left to fulfill the earth. So heads up this year, people. And if you've got any videos you want to send me on Planet X, I don't mind. Everything else, I'm not really interested, to be honest, yeah? But if you got anything on Planet X or anything like that, if you got any photos you want to send me, all the links in the description, my email. That's really, to be honest, if anyone's going to send me anything, Foxy, that's what I prefer to get from the people, because I need updates on Planet X.
Right.
If I'm missing something, I need updates. You know what I'm saying? I do update myself all the time, but I would love to have updates, because that is really one of the most important things.
See, and you know, I'm honestly not familiar with any of that.
Yeah, you probably just see my videos, right?
Yeah. That's like, you were the one that I saw on regarding the Euphrates River being dried up, because you're the only person I heard talk about that. And that's a concerning thing, and that's also written, you know, that's prophecy.
Yeah, it's prophecy. And also the gold mountain in Congo that appeared out of the blue. That's actually in the prophecy as well. And it's in the prophecy of after the river bit dried up. So it came exactly in time. So people can let that go over their heads if they want to. People can be like, oh, I don't believe in the Bible and stuff like that. Boy.
That's fine. Just watch and see.
That's fine. You know what I'm trying to say. But there's even certain things in the Quran as well that's happening. But you don't have to believe in it. But how many times you're gonna see certain signs and and let it go over your head?
Exactly.
You know what I'm trying to say? Powerful sightings. Yes, you don't know. You gotta be as I said, you gotta be careful of Project Bluebeam. Oh yes, you do. You most definitely got. I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if he was here the other day in the show, Isaac, but I did play this little. I'm gonna play 5 seconds of it, but when you see this video, I'm gonna just play it again for the people, because it's good that you keep reminding people of these things as well, Foxy, because We got so much going on from day to day and week to week in our lives. It's easy to slip up on these things, you know what I mean? And Isaac is right about Project Bluebeam, because the things they can do with that is just it's just ridiculous. Do you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And the way they
Manipulation.
can manipulate the people to thinking this shit is real. Check this. So the crazy thing about this is now, like Isaac said, it's like we're just talking about manipulation of the children, right?
Hmm.
Now, when children see things like that, if a children saw a UFO in the sky, innit, like they've got the technology to do this, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why they've got the technology to put things into the sky is because I told you before, what I ain't gonna say too many cold names because I know you use a lot of high frequency, so you're gonna get it anyway. But that stuff that they spray in the sky,
Hmm.
right, over us that comes out of the planes, it's got certain metals inside it as well. They ain't only they ain't only been spraying that nasty stuff on us. There's other elements that's inside those planes, that metal elements that will help them make a massive. They can use that with Project Bluebeam. They can cross over the materials and use the materials in the air because they've damaged the air so much. So it really is not going to be hard for them to come out with a dragon or something like that, or a
Hmm.
UFO or something like that. But then again, think about it, people. They wouldn't have to come out with a UFO because they do have their own UFOs.
Right.
So you have to understand that the fallen angels work with the elites. The fallen angels have been there from day of time. So you have to understand, people. I know you know a little bit about this. They say that back in the day, Foxy, old time, we had more technology than we do have now, which would make sense if we've had free resets.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have free resets, and if you watch the Book of Enoch, and people do not read the Book of Enoch 2 and 3, okay? Because that is not the same Enoch as the Book of the Enoch 1, okay?
Okay.
The Book of Enoch is the real Enoch. The second book and the third book is not. That's a pagan deity, okay? And you have to really understand the importance of that. When you're reading them two books, it could be just lies all the way through it, or they want to put in there what they want you to see.
Right.
All right.
Now, was he Ethiopian? Because I saw this book. The real Enoch was Ethiopian. There's a book titled that.
I haven't seen that book, but I'm sure that he would be of some sort of descent of that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Around them sort of lines. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
But it's like the Book of Enoch is really important because it's the Book of Enoch that tells you that there was more survivors after the flood. It wasn't just the animals and Noah in the ark. There was tribes in the ark. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Wow.
So, and also what your people have to understand is that there must have been more survivors after the Book of Enoch that went underground or whatever, or hold on, let me say this again. There must have been survivors, because in the Book of Enoch, it actually talks about giants that survived the flood. Okay? Right? So it wasn't just Noah and his family that survived the flood.
And the two and every pair of animals, because they love to tell us it was 2 elephants, 2 zebras, just the animals, and Noah's family.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe.
So how did the rest of the creation happen?
Well, exactly. And let's say
or was the mother and the son doing stuff? Like, how does this all happen?
Well, they've been talking about ancestry from the beginning of times, you know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? So, but it's a thing of like, people have to really use your common sense when you're reading these things as well. Because think about it, people. If all the evil got wiped off the planet at Noah's flood, why is there evil now?
Right.
If everything got murdered and killed off in Noah's flood, you've seen the film Noah. That's a good film. I won't lie, it's a good film.
Mhm.
The one with the guy from Gladiator. What's his name?
Right. Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Yeah, that is actually a really good film. That film. But think about it, people. If all the evil was killed off, why is there evil here now?
Right.
Exactly. So obviously, don't get it wrong. We know that there's portals and stuff like that, and blah blah blah. But I'm telling you now, you read the book of Enoch, it will tell you straight like, people survived. so, and a lot of the fallen still survived as well. So that's important. It's important, but don't read the book number 1 and 2 and 3, please. And if you want to get more information on that, research the book of Enoch 2 and 3 and find out who wrote it. Yeah. Okay. So this is the world we live in, people, and
there's a planetary alignment that's going to happen on Thursday. I think it's
oh wow.
Venus and Jupiter are going to be, like they said, that it'll almost look like they're kissing, and it'll be like one giant star in the sky towards the western part. So we'll be able to see it with our eyes. We wouldn't need a telescope. And that's happening on Thursday. And they're saying that this is like, this hasn't happened since, I forgot the year.
I know there was.
It's been a very long time that these two have been joined.
And when these things happen, it is a big thing. Don't think of it like,
Absolutely.
oh, they have the planet alignment and that's it. No.
Right.
No. It is like Foxy's saying, there's such a deeper meaning to it. You know what I'm saying? And it affects us. You know? It's like the sun giving off pulses to the earth. It all affects us.
Right. Within the past 2 weeks, it's been almost every day. There's been a meteor. Yeah. Not a meteor, but there's been pulsations shooting out from the sun.
Right. And when them pulsations shoot out from the sun, they hit certain parts of the earth that create certain earthquakes and that. But then you got to ask yourself, why is it shooting out so much? Is there a body behind it that's making it do it? Is there other celestial things out there that's making it react? Of course it is. You know what I'm trying to say? Like Foxy was saying, would you say next Thursday, did you say?
This Thursday.
This Thursday, next one coming?
This next Thursday. Week. Oh, today.
Today?
Yeah.
Okay, people. So yeah, so I'm sure that people will be doing videos.
And then there's a full moon next Tuesday. So can you imagine that alignment?
Well, yeah, that's going to be actually very interesting to see the full moon, because the moon has been acting crazy lately, as we were talking about last show. The moon. I remember even one time I went to the shop to catch a shop before it closed one time, and I was driving and I looked at the moon. And the moon looked like it was going to land on the earth. That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I just look at it and think, yeah, that's not normal. You know what I'm saying? And you can see the moon in different shapes. Sometimes it looks like a 50p coin. Like it's crazy. But me personally, I don't think that the moon is actually solid. I think it's plasma. Me personally. A lot of people are talking that that you can land on the moon, and I don't think you can. You know.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, but I do have to say that the moon affects me. Like some people, they're affected. This is why you get the word lunatic. People acting out.
Yeah, and that's where the werewolf come from as well. The whole werewolf situation.
Right.
They know.
And the moon, its potency is what people. And I've been into planets for a very long time, but just within the past couple of years, on my journey, I've really been honing in on how these different planetary alignments affect me personally. And the moon, especially if it's a full moon, but even with a new moon, the full moon and the new moon are very high vibrational its energy during its peak time, and it's 3 days before and 3 days after. So you'll have a whole week. So it's not just the day of the full moon, But
Right.
there's 3 days before it that you could start feeling some of its effects. You can start seeing people acting out, and then 3 days after. I because my sun sign is in Cancer, I'm ruled by the moon, so
Right. That's
I'm
your
always affected.
yeah.
Yeah,
I know you know about the moon and the
astrology.
stars.
Yeah,
That's your thing.
yeah, yeah. So for those that don't know, that's what I'm into, astrology, and I do tarot readings with the cards.
Right. And I'm
Um,
telling you right now, people, yeah. I know you've heard things about tarot cards and that, but Foxy, there's not one piece of demon in Foxy, mate. Yeah. So get that out of your minds. You know what I mean? Just because she does
Thank
tarot,
you,
she demonic about my sister. Do you know what I'm
thank
saying?
you.
Yeah. Because you have to understand, with everything that we have out here, people use it for their own way. You know, some people
Yes,
use for negative response. Some people use things for positive responses. You have
right.
some people that do tarot card and readings that actually call on certain entities, and you've
Mm,
got people that don't call on entities that just give you the readings. That's a difference there. You know what I
right.
mean? And yeah. So, but when it comes to knowledge of the stars, it is the reason why I say it is important, because people don't look up enough anyway. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
the Bible clearly states, yeah, the Bible clearly states that the signs will be in the stars. So
Mm,
it's a thing that you have to have some sort of knowledge of it. You can't just keep walking around looking down at your phone, or just,
right.
you know, like we have to remember that we do live on Earth, but the Earth is on something too. Yeah,
Right.
the stars are a part of us, and if the
The
amount of
stars
music.
are living entities.
Well, what I
Like,
think personally, there's a lot of
yeah.
different things. Like, what do you think? Like, let's talk about this then. Let's talk about the stars, because I've done research on stars too, and
Hmm.
I've done research on ancient biblical research too. Now,
Okay.
I have done some research, and I've found that the stars are actually angels, locked
Hmm.
in certain
I've heard of
some.
that.
Yeah, so I've also put up a video on stars as well, and they don't look like stars, man. Right? The five-pointed thing, that's a Hollywood thing. Yeah,
Right.
that's a demonic thing. Right? Stars don't look like that. Stars look like UFO discs. That's what
Hmm.
they look like. They look like, Button Moon. Remember Button Moon? You know what I mean? Like, they look
Right.
like they look like a disc up in the sky. It's not, and they're flashing.
Yes.
Like there's some power
Now
in
they
it, right?
said that some of those the stars, they're already dead and they're light years ahead of us. So it looks like they're alive with the twinkling, but they're dead. Sometimes, like, I have to take science like I take religion with a grain of salt, because they've brainwashed us into one way of thinking, so that you're conditioned to, again, back to conditioning, where you're like, oh, okay. But I love, my dad actually, one of my master teachers, and him and my mom. My dad was always big into studying, not studying, but very big into science and astrology, astronomy. And we would watch like Natural Geographics, In Search of, and even to this day, I'll go over to his house and he's watching like the History Channel, and this is stuff we've seen
Right.
over and over again. But because of that, I'm in tuned in that respect. But I'm not a science scholar or astronomer, with the degree or anything. I'm just listening to what other people say, and I'm looking up at the sky, and I've always
Yeah.
been intrigued, and I always loved the moon. And it didn't really make sense to me as I was a kid. I always love, every
Right.
time it was a full moon, it's like, even to this day, it's an awe experience for me. It's like the first time, every time I look up and see a full moon. And
Right.
our ancestors, that's how they navigated back in ancient times, through the stars, through this, that's how they knew when to travel, where to travel. You got the three wise men looking at the Star of David. This is how they knew where to go to the infant Messiah, right? So they've always been telling us to look up.
Yeah. That's right.
You know,
And like I said earlier on, they demonize everything. They
right.
demonize everything that we're supposed to use. whether it's reading the stars, looking up, seeing the signs, the Bible. They've demonized everything. So it's for the
Exactly.
people to read between the lines of what is real and what is not. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Everything's been demonized. Everything. Yeah, the Bible's been changed about 10 times.
Exactly.
But for some reason, they're not allowed to change the whole thing. See, I feel that the Bible is not allowed to be wiped out because they would have wiped it out. Oh yeah, since we're talking about the Bible, here's some information for you. The popes.
Well, let me
at
get
the
my
Vatican-
Bible out.
the popes at the Vatican, Foxy, they're saying they're actually saying that the Bible is old and they don't need it anymore and they need to come out with a new book.
What?
Yes,
Now
that's
that's
what they're saying.
blasphemy. That sounds like
Blasphemy.
blasphemy too.
Blasphemy. But you know what people need to understand? When you see them people in the Vatican, yeah, with their robes on and whatnot, look at their cross around their neck properly and screenshot it and zoom in. Now, they all might not be wearing the same one, but I guarantee you, look at their cross properly and look what's on their cross. That's not Jesus, right? That is not Jesus. That's a creature, right? So we have to also understand as well that down at the Vatican, that's where they got all the hidden texts and whatnot down there. You know what I mean? They've got, when they go and crash tombs and find things underground and scrolls, it all goes there first, right? These people are saying, yeah, that the Bible is outdated for our time and they need a new book. Now, I personally feel that new book is going to be a Luciferian book because that's who they really worship. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, people. So that's going to be, if they do that this year as well, you have to understand, put all these things together. Why are they doing all this now? Why is there guys swinging around poles in front of kids naked? You know what I mean? So they're trying to prep the earth for something. You know?
Yeah. And just like
trying to
we,
prep the earth
right,
for their masters.
right, yep, for their main event. And
No, I'm
just
trying to
like
say.
we're looking at the stars
Right.
and we're mapping stuff out, guess what? They're doing that too. And guess what?
Yeah.
They've been doing
Different
that
level,
way
you see.
before. Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been doing that way
They're
before.
actually getting in tune and in touch.
Right.
They're getting in tune and in touch with spiritual entities. They're on a different level. They're getting information from spiritual entities that they're conjuring up. You know what I'm trying to say? So
Exactly.
this is what's going on, people. So I think this year is going to be a very interesting year. I don't know what type of summertime we're going to have because we all know people go crazy in the summertime.
Oh my goodness. It's going to be demon time.
Right. And what is it going to be
this year,
like weather-wise? Because
yeah, I think it's going to be really hot.
yeah, because in England, I don't know about it. Well, it did happen worldwide. Over the last 2 years.
Yeah, that heat wave last year.
Heat waves. Yeah, the heat waves. Yeah.
You guys had like in the 100s, and that's never heard of.
Yes, yeah, people. Let's not
It
forget.
was like
what
100
happened.
degrees for like a couple of days out there, right?
Right. So let's not forget what happened, people, because you know, like I said to you before, we got so much going in their lives. You might forget these things. Do you remember last year the grass was catching fire?
Mm-hmm.
The grass was getting so dry that it was catching fire, and it happened all over. Do you know what I'm saying? So they're saying global warming. I'm saying Nibiru, Planet X, right? And I've also got some information from my brothers as well. It's not good, man. It's not really good for me, but just leave it to me. I'll handle my spirits, you understand? But I don't care. I'm going to say it on YouTube. People that are posting videos on Planet X and Nibiru, we're all marked, by the way. Anyone posting anything on the two suns, we're all marked. And I'm saying to the point of where there's been brothers in the community that have been sacked from jobs because people has found out that they are talking about the two suns. And,
oh my goodness.
And most of the people,
but everybody's like, not everybody, but it's a majority. It's becoming more prevalent, and renowned now. Like I'm hearing more about this than I have in the past couple of years. So
Right.
why are you going to do that to certain people when this is becoming almost mainstream?
Okay, and the common sense tells us the reason why is because it's real. So it's really a real thing, and it has been talked about in the ancient Sumerian texts. It ain't like everyone's talked about this in the past. You know what I'm trying to say? So what I was getting at is that I personally feel that it's Nibiru that's warming up the planet, right? So if that's the case, then last year we had fires, the grass catching fire, and let's not forget, Foxy, England is not the most hottest country. You know what I'm trying to say?
It's not.
Right. So we're having that. So then think about what's going to happen this year. So there's going to be closer, right? So then this year we should have more fires. Yeah, the ice caps are melting. I don't know if anyone checks those sort of things, but
Exactly.
the ice caps have been melting on a ridiculous level. You understand? And what I've noticed as well with the news, people in the chat and Foxy, is that when they put up the videos of Antarctica melting and the ice caps melting, it's always some old footage, man. I've clocked it. They're showing footage from like 2 years ago of it melting. You know what I mean?
So to not scare us, because it's really going at an alarming rate.
Right. So it's
or they've shown the poor little polar bear all skinny and hanging on a ice, little piece of ice. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
That's how you know it's serious, because these guys, I mean, I've never seen a skinny polar bear before. Not in my 40 some odd years of knowledge. No, I've never seen that. So, yeah, last year is a taste of what's to come.
Yeah, because things are happening so fast. Like I said, we have to take note in our mind to remember. Remember the birds dropping out the sky. Remember the fires. Yeah, remember certain rivers getting dried up. If that was this year, if that was last year, what's gonna happen this year? Who saw it? Did you see the fight, Foxy, in the MPs fighting? All the MPs had a big brawl. Yeah,
no, where was that at?
Over here, man.
Over there.
Where was? Yeah, over here. I don't remember exactly where it was, man. But people actually got hurt, and some people got hospital. So when you see things like MPs fighting each other as well, hold on. I think can you hear me, Foxy? Am I going out?
Yes, I can. No, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
When you see things like MPs all kicking off, yeah, understand that it's they're confused and under pressure too. So I think the prime minister over here as well was on some real BS. He basically is telling people that he wants to do more less control of the roads and all these type of things, you know what I mean? And some people
is he the melanated guy? Is he black guy?
Yeah, man, yeah, he's like an Indian guy. Yeah.
Oh, he's Indian.
But you know how it goes though, he looks Indian to me. But you know how it goes though, Foxy. They always put like I'm gonna use the word coloured, even though I don't use like that.
Right.
More melanated.
Yeah.
People. When it comes to putting them,
because that was a big thing. It was like, oh, this is right. They were like, this is the first time in history that a black man was a prime minister. I was like, what?
Yeah. Then they get only pressure on them.
Exactly.
Because if you remember, when did Obama went into
right? It's the same. I was just about to say. I was just about to say they did that with Obama. Oh, he's the first black president. Listen.
Yeah, and what did Obama do? Legalize gay marriages. But anyway, you know what I mean. So there's a lot of pressure when you see Holy Per Madness going on with the MPs. That means there's a lot of pressure. You know what I'm trying to say? A lot of things going on, but their minds can't even handle it. You know what I'm trying to say? Because they know that they're lying. They know that they're doing wrong, allegedly. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
and they gotta fight that. They gotta
Yeah.
fight that.
Yeah, they got to fight it, man. And they signed up for it, so you got to take it as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like when Obama went into power. Obama started with black hair, then he started getting grey after the first week.
He was stressed.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, they aged him like
But he,
shit. He was 43 when he came into office. He looked like he was 53, like within that following year. He aged like 10 years.
yeah, that's that demonic pressure, man. I'm telling you, people, if you get God in your life, you look younger than you are, you know. If you're always around negative energies, it's definitely gonna age you, you know. Blissful says, I heard that some of the businesses in North America are giving due dates, timeline to employ, delete their TikTok. Wow, delete.
Well, your internet is going in and out.
I don't know why it's doing that. You see what I'm saying?
Are you moving around?
It's all a rip-off, man. You don't even giving you. No, I've got the laptop on, but it's just I've had to. I don't know why it's doing
well,
that.
you're clear now.
Done that in the last show.
Yeah, and then, remember it was doing that to me.
Yeah, it does that sometimes. It's crazy. But yeah, so TikTok. So let's check out what you're saying. So they're giving due dates and timelines. I would like to know the due dates and the timelines, because the employers. I hope the employers are not dumb about this and they actually look into it themselves and say, why have they got a due date of the timeline? Why are they not being told delete your TikToks now? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
What is going to happen around that due date or that timeline that before they get deleted? What's due to happen? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Is there something that's going to happen in the sky that you don't want people to promote, or you've been told you don't want from the companies that are that you got your hands in? They're telling you that, you know, you got to get your people off of that, so that but that would be stupid because there's cameras everywhere anyway. Do you know what I mean? But like we said earlier on,
I never heard of that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The first time I'm hearing about this.
Yeah, look into that, man. You know what I mean? Delete their TikTok accounts, like, oh man. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not on America's side and I'm not on England's side, innit? So I'm not involved in their little war, innit? So
right. We're just living in it.
Yeah,
we got no part of it.
We got no part of it. You know what I'm trying to say? So whatever you lot want to hide or whatever you lot want to show, don't use the people. Don't use the people that you're not even paying us to even do that. So why are you even trying to use the people to shut down networks for you? Like who are you to even tell us that? To be honest, yeah. Stop trying to force the people. Anyway, I better slow down. I'm going crazy.
Bro Camille about to set it off.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going. I'm about to get this shit shut down. You know what I mean?
This is crazy. Like, who's telling you to do that?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, man. It's in my brain, man. I was looking to flip out at any time. You know what I mean? But you know,
I want to go back to like when we were talking about like how I do the readings and the tarot.
Yeah, cool.
It's crazy that in the Bible, people would be labeled that do that are heretics.
Yeah,
but right. But looking up at the stars and astronomy and doing that, what they were doing would be considered heretic as well, wouldn't it?
Well, that means that the people that made the pyramid must be them too.
Right.
Because they ain't in line with the stars. So what was they doing?
Exactly.
Aligning themselves with portals. What's wrong with that? I'd rather know where the portals are to not know where they are. What's the problem? That's what I think it is, Foxy, as well. That's what I actually think it is. I feel personally that they don't want people to go too deep with that, with the star thing, because that's how you're going to find all the portals and those type of things. That's probably why they didn't want the people to be too on it. Like you're saying, back in the day, witches used to get burnt at the stake. Why? because they had magic. But was it magic or was it knowledge that they didn't want to give to the other people? They didn't want the knowledge
And
spread.
healing properties.
Right. So when they say, well, they done it to Jesus, right? They killed Jesus for having healing. He used to heal people.
Listen, because he would be a heretic. He would be a witch.
Exactly. In
that.
Yeah, in their eyes, yeah.
Exactly.
So he was treated exactly the same way.
And they burned him. Well, they didn't burn him at the stake, but they put him up on the stake.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you used the word stake as well, because it was a stake. It wasn't a cross.
Right.
Right. And as it says, have you heard about the zombie-like things happening where a man got caught chewing another man's Jesus, man. What the heck? Man like
No.
Hannibal Lecter and them there. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I haven't heard of that.
I have not heard that story, but I have been doing a little bit of watching of certain commercial drugs such as Flakka. I know you probably know about that as that Flakka drug that's actually turning people zombie-like. And then there's this, I don't know if it's the Flakka doing it or there's something else, and it's actually making their skin turn zombie-like. But it's actually, but their brains are still awake. So they're saying that it's really like a zombie effect. You know what I'm saying? That their brains are staying awake, but the outside of their skin's actually turning like zombies too. It's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of zombie stuff going. And the thing is, a lot of people are talking about this zombie thing. There's a big awareness on it, man. There's a lot of videos out on it.
I mean, there's shows about it though. Like back, even like in the 80s, there weren't that many zombie movies. Everything was like a slasher or, you know, like killing and stuff. But not until the early or mid 2000s is like when this zombie stuff started, like The Walking Dead. That was my show. And that's exactly how they let out a little secret. The Walking Dead was 2019, 2020. And in the second season, I think the first episode in The Walking Dead, I don't want to spoil it, but I'm going to spoil it for those who've never watched the show. They traced back where the outbreak started, and it was in the CDC in Atlanta.
Oh, no.
And I was like, bingo, got him. Ever since then, I was like, yeah, because the CDC is based in Atlanta, Georgia, in America. And that's where all of the biological diseases and stuff like that are at, because they have to have that so they can know how to, you know, combat it and get some type of cure, if you will, in parentheses. So the CDC has all the stuff: bubonic plague, HIV, herpes, you name it, it's in there. So when they did this show and they went and these people went back to trace where the zombie breakout was, it was in there, in the lab.
Oh my God. This is what I'm trying to say. And when you're thinking about what we said earlier on about when Maybach brought up the video that I done talking about the train getting derailed, and it actually came from that film, it makes you wonder, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like these things can happen. It's almost like they're giving you a heads up.
Right. And then they're telling you how to prepare yourself, how to kill it. You got to chop it off at the head, or put a bullet to it. You know, it's craziness. How to survive. And never back in the 80s and the 90s, they had, what is it? Rob Zombie had a couple of movies. But I mean, it really wasn't a big thing back then. Now it's like almost every other movie that comes out or a show on Netflix. There's this one show that's called, what is it? Cold Summer or something like that. And it's nothing but zombies. One of my favorite movies that when I was a kid, that was a zombie movie, was The Serpent and the Rainbow.
I remember,
Yeah, that was a dope movie. And that was basically what they were telling us, showing us that, in Haiti, they I think it was the prime minister, he was trying to control. It was all about power, because that's really what it boils down to, how we can control the mass of people. And there was a scientist in the Americas that they wanted from DC, Washington, DC, they wanted to know or get some kind of cure, because it has a neurological effect. So he went to Haiti to find this voodoo priest, but it turns out he was the prime minister, or he was some military guy. And the guy, he does his little voodoo puffs, blows the dirt on him or whatever, and the scientist turns into a zombie.
Jesus, man. That's
And that
what
was
happens,
like, wow. Yeah.
And it's really funny because these zombie movies have been going, like you said, from the day of time. Even Michael Jackson, Thriller, and all that.
Yes.
I mean, that was a ritual. But yeah. So yeah, the zombie thing is a very interesting thing. There's a lot of people on TikTok and on social media that really believe that this zombie thing's gonna happen. So you better make sure you get what you need to get, so you could actually like fight back. I mean, if it comes to it.
Well, that's why I said, what was 2019? What was 2020? They played it out on a small scale, but it was a big scale. Because what did we have to do? We had to survive. And this was something that was airborne. Cross-contamination. Like, this is something we've never seen. And then they shut down the world.
Yep.
All the big cities, everywhere got shut down. You had a curfew. I mean, they showed it to us. So I think in hindsight, it happened already. We just got so happy to now be walking around free. People got their mask off now. They're living like, oh yeah, no. Don't think this is over.
I hope it happened already, because I ain't really got no time to be like taking out zombies.
I don't have the weapons to take out a zombie. I'm gonna be honest.
You better get yourself a samurai sword and start learning, man.
Right.
You know, but the best protection we all know is the protection from the Most High at the end of the day. I think they are used for science. I'm yet to see someone bring another man back from the dead. Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you now, my brother, they be bringing people back from the dead, man. Them evil people, they be doing that. Some of them celebrities are people that are in bodies that are back from the dead. They've actually mastered how to put spirits inside the bodies, and things like that. So, and the Bible actually talks that that's not a good thing to be in connection with the dead, or to be trying to conjure any type of spirit to come back from the dead. You don't want them problems. Yeah,
exactly.
So but it does happen, my brother. It has been happening for years, right?
That's why I'm cautious, like, again, going back to the readings, that you know, first of all, I ask to be covered when I am doing the reading. And secondly, I don't conjure.
You don't? I've never seen you conjure anything. Ever.
Never. If anything, I'm asking for protection so that nothing tries to impede on me.
Around. And I will tell people as well, you really be careful going to them people and saying you want to talk to your old family members and all that bullshit, yeah? Because you're not talking to your family members, you're talking to the fallen spirits that have been there from the day of time. They know your whole family tree. So those demon spirits that have been there from the beginning of time can play any one of your aunties, any one of your uncles, because they've been here for time and they know you. And if they don't know you, their spirit friends know them, right? So it's not going to be hard to have a conversation with a spirit, you know what I mean, and them to tell you certain things, what's in your house or what they left behind for you, you know.
Yes.
So really understand that. You know, let them be, let the spirit
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace until the time of the judgment for the resurrection. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Don't play with it. You might even end up putting them in a bad place. No, you're
Right.
right. I reckon they did that in Iraq and wanted. But yeah, back to this one here. This is obviously he's doing code talk here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the drink changing people's DNA slowly. Hell yes, it is.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Hell yes, it is, man.
They said that the shedding, I don't even know if we can even say all that either, but
Yeah,
the DNA is definitely
yeah.
being altered.
It's definitely something going on there.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about, let's talk about the UFO and alien, because it's good to learn all the different things because you can put them all together. So let's talk
Yeah,
about that.
yeah, it's absolutely like almost entwined.
Entwined, because the alien thing right now, they're talking a lot about hybriding, right?
Mm-hmm.
And mixing DNA with. So the alien conspiracy people, they believe, I watch some of their stuff. And the reason why I do, because I do believe that most aliens are fallen angels and demonic entities, right? So they talk a lot about right now the aliens' plans is to basically get some of the humans and splice them to make hybrids.
Splice, yes. Remember, there was a movie called Splice, and it was a woman.
That was disgusting. That was more bestiality. That's what I'm saying.
Was it? I thought they spliced her into like an alien or animal. Yeah, you're right. It's an animal.
They did, but don't you remember that scene?
Vaguely, but
you don't remember the scene where they was trapped in the house, and then the guy decides that he wants to smash the alien.
I don't remember that part, but and even then they're trying to make it. They try to normalize that.
That disturbed me. I'll never forget that part. It disturbed me because I said to myself, "Okay, I'm watching this film, right?" The reason why it was disturbing because the guy was a full-grown man, but the alien was actually a kid.
Yes, right.
And then it started growing quickly.
Growing,
but it was still a kid. It was still a kid when he smashed it.
Right.
On top of that, there was no reason to put that in the film. They didn't have to put that in the film.
You're absolutely right.
It wasn't like it needed to be in the film. It just didn't need. They was on the run. You know, he ended up smashing the alien. Like it was crazy, man. But more bestiality. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, man. You know, Miss Tim. Yeah, raiding tombs. That's a lot of that going on right now. But like I'm saying, the alien conspiracy thing is to look into it when they're talking about these hybrid business. You know. Because they're talking about how some of these aliens want to change the human race to work for them, and they're building them they want to wipe out the human race and replace them with these hybrids. So that's something to look into, man. Like, you know what I mean? And I do believe in UFOs as well. I'm not saying I believe that they belong to ET, but or Alf. Remember Alf?
Yeah, who used to eat cats. I actually loved that show, and I had the stuffed animal too.
Yeah, my little brother had it as well. My little brother.
Yeah, when you press his belly and he says, he says a few words.
Yeah, Alf did look funny still. He looked funny. But yeah, so I do check out some of them things, man. Yeah, we talked about a little bit of the tombs before. I was watching something about the tombs the other day, Foxy, and I was kind of disturbed because they were saying that when these people used to raid the tombs, they used to eat the mummies, man. What's the matter with these people, man?
Yo.
Because they used to try and get power from the mummy, innit? So they used to actually eat the mummified mummy, like whatever they can eat.
Like who? Like I'm not even. First of all, I'm gonna be mortified to see this. Let alone go and touch it and then eat it and put it in my mouth. Like, what? That's disgusting.
But there's people out there eating arse though. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's
right. So anything goes.
Yeah, there's people out there that eat.
I forgot who mentioned it earlier in the chat, and damn, I gotta go back into it. I don't know if it was Isaac or Prizzy.
What was he saying?
Wait, I'm gonna find it. Oh, dang.
What about the dream? Oh.
I think it was about the dream, but there was something else. And now I forgot going back into it. Oh yeah, I think it was Isaac. But anyway, they asked about uh with Euphrates, if it was really where they say it is, or do you think it was somewhere else?
The
I forgot who
Euphrates
asked.
River.
Yeah.
Um, as far as I know,
Like, do you
um,
believe that that's the place, or do you think that there's
yeah,
another?
I actually do believe it's the place, but I'm not saying there isn't another place. We don't know. There's probably
Yeah,
things that they will never know. You know what I mean?
right.
Because there's certain things we're never gonna know. They're gonna hide it from us. But yeah, I do believe because I've actually watched proper videos on the River Euphrates and the connection to the land what it was before,
Mm-hmm.
and and it does kind of match up with that's where it's supposed to be. And when you think about the River Euphrates described in the Bible in certain documents, yeah, they talk about the tunnels and all that underneath it. And when it dried out the other day, yet behold, they found all the tunnels and the pillars underneath it. So
Mm.
it does match up with the Bible prophecy as that is the River Euphrates because it talks about the pillars underneath the river. And they found all of that. If things is dried out, there's passages that go underneath there. So I believe that it is. And it also does say that it's going to dry up. That's what the
Mm.
prophecy was, and it has dried up. But yeah, it's definitely something to make sure, and it's nothing wrong with looking into it to definitely
Yeah,
make sure that it is that. Just to be precise, you know what I'm saying?
right.
But the people of the land that live there know that it's the River Euphrates as well. So
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Because here's the thing, especially it's big here in the States, is that in Colorado, and in like the Grand Canyon, there's the government has certain areas quarantine. And when I say
mm,
quarantine, is you can't go in there. They have no fly zones, just like in Antarctica. And
mm,
it was discovered that there were mummies in these caves, in these caverns, and there was gold in there as well. So they're saying that actually, the Americas are a lot older than a lot of, historians have told us, and that in fact that might be actually where civilization, like it was all connected if you go back to Pangea. And the melanated people, the Ethiopians or Egyptians actually were all here and then traveled across.
mm.
So that's another like school of thought that's going on. It's been there, but it's more prevalent now because we keep hearing everything's out of Africa, and they're not giving the light that South, Central, and North America had civilizations as well. In fact, there's one pyramid, I think it's into to
That is a great point to you and Isaac. That is definitely a great point that you're making.
Mhm.
That a lot of things that we've been told was all in Africa, even where we came from. But they're really
Right.
holding out on the history of America. They're very holding out on that.
Yes, and then it makes you wonder why. What
It
is
makes
it
you wonder
so?
why. Yeah.
Yeah,
When you
I've
think
done
about,
I've done two lives, and they were titled "The Road to El Dorado."
mhm,
And in the El Dorado, it was Christopher Cologne. But prior to that, there were two other Europeans that were coming because they heard about the gold that was in what's modern day Mexico, and Jamaica and all the islands. So they were coming over here because they heard of the riches, right? And then you hear the fountain of youth and all that stuff, right? So that's what started me, going on this kind of semi journey of, well, I want to know more about where I'm from. Like I'm here. Like none of my family members ever talked about Africa.
mm,
And when I started watching documentaries and stuff, and I've actually been to Cozumel and seen the Mayan ruins.
That's dope.
I mean, it's phenomenal. It's breathtaking.
Amazing. Yeah, that's dope. I bet
And
seeing it in person must be crazy.
yeah, I like touch and Brother Pinero, I was 12 years. My grandmother took me on a trip with her and the church, and it was a 7-day cruise, and two places. Part of the cruise had 2 days in Mexico. One was in Cozumel and one was in Cancun. My 12-year-old self, I've never gone back to visit. I'm 46. I never forgot what that looked like. And I've never been to Egypt. I never saw the Giza pyramids, but that's all that we were brought up to know. And then to see these other pyramids, and now hearing that there's a pyramid older than the Giza pyramids, it
Yes,
just
there
makes
is.
me think like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. And they're still, and the maddest thing about it as well, folks, see, they're still finding pyramids.
Yes,
Like, look at the size of those things, and they found one in
massive.
the rainforest. They found one in there. That's
Right.
yeah,
And where's the rainforest?
Antarctica.
South America.
Exactly. So it's like, I know what you're saying. It is iffy. I remember that. I know you're a Tupac fan, so you probably remember this video. Remember that video when Tupac said, "I ain't going back to Africa."
He always was like, well, I don't care what you are. You could be African American. He's like, to them, you're still a Negro.
Yeah. He was saying he's not going back to Africa, man. So he knew something as well. Just from that little clip as well, he was like, "Look, I don't plan to go back to Africa. I'm staying here in it. So let's build it to the way we need to build it." But obviously, he
Right.
doesn't want to. He didn't obviously want to say too much, because think about how long ago that was.
Yeah.
Folks. He's got to be careful. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So he knew a lot of shit. You know that his family. You know his family was Black Panthers and all that. So
Yeah, you know what? I was on somebody's watching their live like 2 weeks ago, and every now and then I have to defend Tupac, because there's people that'll say, you know, oh, he's an actor and he wasn't this and he wasn't that. Listen, I get all of it. Then what triggered me was because the guy was talking about everybody's favorite rapper, whose name is Hova. I don't even give him his name. I just say everybody's favorite rapper, right? So I had said in the comments that Tupac was the realest and he's the GOAT, rest in peace. The guy comments and says, yeah, well, I don't know about all that, because who gets shot 5 times and then goes to the courthouse the next day? Something's not right. That's all. That was all fake. So I thought about it for a second. I was like, yeah, but he didn't have life-threatening injuries and his life was on the line. And so he showed up to court. So, I mean, you know, listen, I mean, if
Tupac got shot, man. He got shot. He got shot.
Right, but the guy is saying, who gets out of the hospital bed after being shot to show up to court?
Someone that's been pumped up with drugs, man.
Because he looked like he was kind of high. He's in the wheelchair looking a little dazed.
Yeah, they gave him, and he didn't even look that strong in the wheelchair. So I don't know about that. This is my personal thoughts on Pac, right? Because don't get it twisted, yeah. Pac was my favorite rapper at one point.
Right.
Even when I was in prison, I listened to Pac all the time. So, I feel that Pac might have started out with them, but he didn't end with them, and that's good enough for me. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you look at certain albums like All Hours and Me, he was frying up the Freemasons sitting down.
Right.
But then after that, though, he started coming out with Killuminati. You understand?
Right.
When he changed to Killuminati, that's when he had the change in it. So it might have been a thing of that. He might have been tricked. He might have been, because he was a
he said it. He said, I sold my soul to the devil.
Yeah.
He came out, and see, this is why I have to respect. Like, I have to. That's that Gemini energy. When Trump tells you certain things, like, I'd rather you tell me in my face, tell me what's up, than to sugarcoat it like the president that they have now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was Pac. He was letting you know, like, yo, I had to do what I had to do to get out of jail. They were gonna assassinate me in there.
Yeah.
And people, not everybody, like, listen, how many young kids Do you know that's family was Black Panthers?
Well, this is what
I mean,
people gotta remember.
we had this discussion last time, and Brother Schiffer was like, "Listen, I have family that's political too." And then I know certain people don't feel Tupac like that, but you just have to like try to be a little more open-minded and say, what kid at that age was like, I wasn't even thinking like that.
You've got to understand that Tupac was bloody young when he died, man. For him to go through what he went through at that age, it was a lot of pressure.
25. And his family was, most of them were killed, locked up. So his life was totally different from the average Joe. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even sit there and be like, yeah, he was fake. He was this, that, and the third. Like you said, he might have signed up in the beginning, but at the end, he was like, nah, that's not really what it is.
Yeah, when Quincy asked for his nuts, that was it, mate. I think after that time there, he was just like, because remember, he used to be with Quincy Jones's daughter, innit?
Right.
I don't know if I should be talking about this.
Nah, yeah, but
it is what it is. He was with Quincy Jones's daughter. Apparently, he said that when he went to go and check Quincy Jones one day, Quincy Jones made him an offer, and he said, "Hell no."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so this is what I'm trying to tell people. Need to understand how this Mason thing works or whatever, right?
Right.
When they bring people in, they don't always bring him in straight away to the evil. They bring him in as a friend, like come to a couple parties and rah, rah, rah. And then eventually they start offering things. It's not a thing of straight away.
Right.
Do you understand? Especially someone like Puck, knowing what his upbringing was, they knew that it wasn't going to be easy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's my theory of Puck anyway. He started off, because he's in the celebrity life, innit? He was around those guys.
Exactly.
What happened to his friend from
the Outlaws.
Digital Underground?
Yeah, Shock G.
Shock G was throwing up flipping signs on the red carpet one day, getting interviewed, and then they took him out 2 weeks later.
I saw that. And I was surprised. And then they try to make it like, it was a drug overdose. Meanwhile, I'm looking at his Instagram lives, and he was that day playing the piano. He was saying subliminal stuff, but then he started crying because he had like a breakup with his girlfriend at that moment. And I'm like, nah, somebody got to him, because there's no way. But they were saying, he was on drugs, that he used to, he was like in the heavy drugs. So I'm like, at the end of the day, we don't know these people like that.
He didn't look like it. That's what I'm saying. From the last video on the red carpet, when he put up the bull signs and that, talking to the guy and that, he didn't look like he was on crazy drugs. He might have been on a bit of cocaine, but he didn't look like he was on crack or nothing crazy like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
and then I'm like, in a hotel? How all the time that something happens, they're always in a hotel.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels, you know what I mean? Kevin Samuels and Whitney Houston, you know what I mean?
Right. What's the guy named Anthony Bourdain? He was found in the hotel, butt naked, out in France. I'm like,
no, hold on a minute. What?
The guy who did he was a food food traveler. He was a chef as well, and his name was Anthony.
They took out a food traveler.
Yeah,
what a food YouTuber?
Huh?
What if one of them food YouTubers?
No. This guy is he's like well known, like back in this is like the old news. But he's not a YouTuber. He was not a YouTuber. He had his own show. He was on the traveling channel.
Oh, so he was in the actual TV box, yeah. So
oh yeah.
So
and he was found in his hotel room,
butt naked,
supposedly by his own hands, and I'm like, nah.
And they blamed it on. So they blamed it on the rugs, yeah.
All the time. I'm like, please come up with a new site. Like, you found them at the river. Why are you always in the hotel room? Like, can we get a new site of death? because you're really just letting us know that somebody else is doing it. It's not them taking
And
their
that
own
girl,
lives.
what about that girl back in the day? That girl, what's her name? I can't remember her name, Foxy. The girl in America that was walking around the hotel. They had a party in her room,
Right.
and then she was walking around the hotel, and then she ended up something happened to her downstairs. I can't remember the name. It was a black girl.
Yeah, and they found her in a refrigerator or
Yeah,
something like that.
that's the one. That's the one. Yeah,
And she was like a teenager,
yeah.
young girl.
And then
There
the
was
guy that used to,
mhm.
I was gonna say the guy that used to do that thing for Chicago, the interview, and he got taken out as well a couple of weeks after that, and he was there that night. It's very strange. What was you gonna
It
say?
is. It's very weird how all that stuff.
Mm.
But that's them. They don't want certain things to be let out, or they show it to you, but you got to read between the lines. And those who are aware and conscious, you can see through it. You can see
Yep.
through the messages.
Blissful was saying that in South Central Texas there are some storms developing. Yeah, we're gonna see loads of them now. We're gonna see loads of storms. Yeah,
Wow.
between now and the end
South
of the year.
Central Texas, there are storms developing. Wow.
Yeah, we have to. I have to look on
Texas
that one.
also
And I'll
had
tell
a
you,
snow. Texas got snowed in maybe 3 years ago. Texas never gets snow. I mean, it was bad. The snowstorm that they had. That's how you knew something's up. Something's
yeah,
up. And then in UK, you guys were getting a heat wave of 100 degrees
yeah,
like
it's
consecutive
crazy.
days. What?
It's crazy. And it is snow in India as well last year. Like, what the hell?
Wow.
And we know India's a very hot country.
Right.
When it gets hot over there. They burn. So I don't know.
I mean, part of it, like I can't all just blame it on man doing this. I have to believe that this
No.
is the Most High
Yeah.
starting to rid some evil entities off, and unfortunately innocent people are going to be wrapped up into all this as well. But
Yeah, they are.
I mean, it's got to happen because there's been too much evil walking on the face of the earth for a very long time.
Well, these people are trying to bring back the mammoth and all them foolishness. They need to stop playing, man. Like,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
why there's yep.
yeah, because this is what happens. So it's the same thing that happened in the city of Atlantis and Sodom and Gomorrah. In the city of Atlantis, the story is, the one that got covered in one night. The story is that they were messing with too much different technologies and they was doing DNA splicing and all that, and then God come and dealt with them. But this is the whole story, people, when it comes to Planet X and Nibiru, right? Nibiru only gets closer to the planet when there's so much madness on the planet. So the higher the vibration of negativity, that's when the Nibiru comes in to wipe.
Wow.
Do you understand? And that's why to this day, I feel personally that all them rockets and stuff that they've got, is they think they're gonna be able to shoot this thing. I'm telling you, man. And I think that some of the countries, the allies, they're gonna lick it all off at the same time and try and shoot this thing out of the sky. It's not gonna go good for them. It's not gonna go good for them. You know what I mean? Because they've got that Nibiru has a tail that is bringing with it, and the amount of junk that is in that tail and debris is going to lace this place, which will be the fire and brimstone that spoke about in the Bible. Because they have to understand, Nibiru is not going to hit the planet. It's going to go past.
Is that being equivalent to? Because I keep hearing like they're referencing like dragons. Is that?
Yeah, because the ancient Sumerians, they called it a red dragon because that was the only way that they could speak of it. They didn't know what it was, so that's when they used to see it. So, when they used to see it, see how people are seeing it now. They used to see it, and when you look at Nibiru, it looks like it's got wings. They just called it a dragon. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's the only way that they could. But we know what's funny about that though if the ancient Sumerians are saying it looks like a dragon, that means dragons must exist too.
Oh, I believe in that.
Didn't they put it in that film? A couple of them films, them programs that came out. There was a couple of dragon programs and that.
Yep. The cartoon Disney Mulan. Her best friend was a little dragon.
Right. So they know what's going on. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, so Nibiru doesn't hit the planet. If people are thinking it's gonna hit the planet, it's not gonna hit the planet. It's gonna go past the planet. But because the size of it, yeah, it's got its own gravitational pull. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's the debris field that's gonna lace us. It's the tail, the stuff that's in the debris field where it's come. You have to understand the planet travels here. So it's gonna bring rubble with it in this gravitational pull. It's gonna, and when people talk about the 3 days of darkness, what that is Nibiru going between the sun and the earth. It's gonna black out the sun. That's what we're gonna have the 3 days of darkness. So after the 3 days of darkness, if it's not done by, I'm not gonna say they're not gonna do it like this, but if it's not done by a power surge breakdown, it will be Nibiru. So after them 3 days of darkness, it's going to be all hell on the planet, basically. Okay, but Nibiru does not hit our planet; it goes past. But because the size of it and what's in the debris, and the pull, the pull of it alone is going to flip our place upside down. Just the pull of it alone. So. Not to scare people, man, but it's not a good look.
Yeah, I'm kind of freaked out now.
Like, can you imagine this place getting flipped upside down?
Massive. Yeah, that's going to be wild.
And let me say this to say this, people. This is why sometimes, like, people that are chasing money, we've all chased money at some point in our lives, right? But what good is it if we got things like this going on?
Right.
Right, you can't drive, you can't get in your Ferrari and shoot it at Nibiru to save your ass, right? You ain't gonna be able to drive off the planet, yeah, to get out of there, yeah.
Right.
So, I know that we all need paper. I need to have my money too because I live in UK and it's pricey. I need to do what I gotta do too, but I've noticed that everyone's on this chasing money thing. That money ain't gonna do all for you in the future, mate. Yeah, you better, if you're getting money. You
can't take it with you when you it's not like the mummies, and they would take their slave servants, their gold, thinking that's gonna go in the afterlife. Nope.
Now, don't get it wrong. If because we haven't got a date on the situation that's gonna happen, right? At the end of the day, even though I gave you a date of when you're gonna be able to see it visibly, properly. But we haven't got a date, so don't get it wrong. Making money is okay because you want to leave some money for your family members, right? So you can't take it with you, but you can leave it for your family members. But I'm just saying, as a whole, the only really good that money can really do for you is stack food and water and coconut water and stuff like that.
Right.
That's probably the best. You having 2 garages full of food right now is way better than having Ferrari. I'm just letting you know.
Exactly.
Don't get it wrong. Ferraris are beautiful machines. They're beautiful machines. But, think first, people. Think first, innit? You know what I'm saying? Think first. And all this money chasing that people are doing, I hope you're doing the right thing with your money. That's what I'm going to say. Because all that stunting shit should be over now. There shouldn't be no one on this channel that's stunting. Yeah, I might stunt by accident. I dress up.
Yeah, but who doesn't? And that's from time to time. It's not like you got to do that. They're making it like you have to have, chasing the bag.
Chasing the bag, yeah. Look what happened to most of these guys that talk about chasing the bag. Where did they end up?
Right. In a bag.
In a bag or in a cell. Touching somebody or getting touched. So
it's not all that cracked up to be. The only thing that you need to be concerned about, like Brother Panera said, is making sure you have some equity assets for your family, you know, have food and provision and shelter. Because that's and I talk about that on my channel. I'm a realist at the end of the day. And guess what? All that, listen, yes, it's great to eat healthy and clean. But if there's a shortage of whatever they want to do or they're trying to do, guess what? I'm grabbing cans of tuna fish off the shelf. I'm getting evaporated milk. I'm getting stuff that I can put in the shelf life so that my family and I, we're all right. Do I want to eat, be a vegan and stuff like that? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I'm not privileged enough to live like that. So, you know, if there's something, any kind of shutdown and food supplies act up, I'm going to get me some cans of tuna fish, some Chef Boyardees. You hear me?
Yeah, don't go and grab no lobster because it ain't gonna, it's not gonna.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to. Yeah, you can go and grab as much meat as you want, but I guarantee it won't last that long. It won't, you know what I mean? So.
And if there's a blackout or the power supplies goes out.
Corned beef and rice, man.
What are you doing? You go ahead and get all the meat you want. You can get all the frozen food. No. When the power goes out, that's what we need to talk about. You better, and you can't get an electric can opener. You got to get a manual can opener and get you some canned beans, and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't be coming with your electric toothbrush and all them things there. It's not going to help you, man.
That's it. It's a wrap.
Yeah. Big up Isaac, man.
Big up Isaac, yep.
Oh yeah, Isaac, man, it's nice to have you over here, bro. But he says chasing the money and buying houses is a trap. We inherited riches which they stole and put money in place. Money is a it's a construct, and it's a tool to use against the people. They use the money against the people. Listen, money is the root of all evil. Period.
Well, I think it's the people that apply the intention of the money, because I don't necessarily think that money is evil.
I think it is.
But listen, how are you conducting that? So like if I'm giving you some money because you're kind of short with money, you don't have enough. My intention is to help you out, and I'm coming from a place of love. That's not evil.
I think it's evil because if you take away the money, there's no problems.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like on a grand scale.
On the grand scale, worldwide. If you take away the money, there is no problems. There's no reason for people to fight each other. There's no reason. It will take away depression. Yeah, it will take away people feeling like they're on a higher level than other people. There will be no one that's on a higher level than other people because the money won't exist. I just think that money is clearly. I think the money was put in there for a straight control method.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And there will be no middle class. There will be no upper class. Everyone will be on the same fucking class. Excuse my language. I don't know why I'm swearing, but yeah. So
again, 2019 and 2020 showed you that we're all, as they kept saying, we're all in this together. We sure were, because even the rich got sick and they were isolated and all that good stuff. So yeah, we were all evened out at that time.
As it also says, you have to own your own land. Your house is built onto. That is so true, man. Everyone feel like they're doing something, buying their house. This time they don't even own the land underneath it. It's crazy.
Right.
We could build our own homes, cars, machines, etc. It's about control, but the world has been given in the hands of, given in the hands of, that's what the thing is. It's the housing sector, everything. It's all run by wicked people, so we're not really going to get nothing good out of it. You know what I'm trying to say? And now
he made a valid point right in that first sentence. You have to own the land your house is built on, because people have this notion. Oh, but I have a house, but you don't have the land. That's a whole separate. Like the state owns that land. If you don't buy that property up.
And let me tell you something, Foxy. This is a big problem in the UK, for example. Like when you buy a house in the UK, Isaac, when you buy a house in the UK, you have to ask planning. Even though you bought the house, Foxy, you have to ask for planning permission to do extensions.
Mm.
Even though you've got that, you bought
Wow.
the house and you bought the garden, but you still have to ask for planning permission and they do this thing where they go around to the neighbors and they ask the neighbors, "Do you mind if this
What?
person?" And you own the flipping house, man.
Wow.
And they go around to the neighbors and they ask them, "Do you mind if they build this or this
That's
extension?"
crazy.
Yeah. So
I
imagine that.
didn't know that.
Yeah. And if they say no, you can't build on it. You can't build your conservatoire.
Wow.
So that's retarded in itself. You know what I'm saying? It
Mm-hmm.
don't make no sense at all. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm not saying that it's
That's
right for
like the
someone.
government. That's like the United States telling whoever it was that you got to go join the alphabet or we're not doing business with you. These people are mad. They're crazy. Anybody that's in control and power,
Yeah,
they've gone a little bonkers.
yeah, because the thing about the rich people, Foxy, man, once they get riches, they just keep aiming for more riches, innit?
Right.
They go to the little alphabet parties and that.
Right.
The guys that they're talking to, they're on a certain money in it, so it's just they're just trying to get money and money and money, you know what I'm saying? Which is actually it's quite sick if you think about it.
And then at the end of the day, what happens when 2019, 2020 happens? You get all shut down. What's good with your money? Where are you going? Remember, you couldn't even fly. They were shutting down the airplanes, the airports.
Yeah, some of my friends got stuck. One of my friends got stuck in Jamaica with his daughter.
See?
Yeah.
And they had you quarantined.
Yeah.
Like
I was out every day. I was with the roof down and with the convertible down and everything. People were saying to me, "Bruv, what are you doing? You're crazy." You know, and
you're like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, and now they know the truth. They're not even phoning me and saying, "P, you know what, you was right." You know, just keeping quiet because they know. They feel stupid. I remember I went to the barbers. You know, like I'm not gonna say what barbers it was, but some of the barbers were open, right? But they put the shutters down in it, so you had to walk around the back of the store.
Right.
And I put up a video on Instagram of me. I'm taking the piss. I put a video up on Instagram of me getting a trim, yeah. And the man, some of my boys, like not the Survival Minds crew, because obviously I've got a lot of associates. I grew up with a lot of homies, but not everybody's in Survival Minds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to be at a certain frequency.
Exactly.
No disrespect to the homies, but some of you are not on that frequency, so I can't let you in. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they were putting in the comments, "Oh my God, what are you doing in there, bro? We're all shook and that," you know what I mean? But the only reason why they're shook is they ain't got the right information. They don't know what's going on. Do you know what I'm saying? So I already knew what was going on. That thing didn't scare me at all. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't scared either. I was just more like what bugged me out because I worked in the health field. I worked as a nurse in the hospital. And the only time you wear those masks is when somebody is sick or it was for surgery. And we had to do a training in case of some biological warfare. And the K95 were the masks that you were supposed to put on, not these other masks that they had us wearing. And that's what worried me more so than the actual whatever was going on.
Yeah, and
people wearing gloves like it was. I'm like, you don't wear gloves. Like they don't understand that you can't. You have to change those gloves. You can't go into the department store and then go into another store and you're wearing the gloves and you're touching things like that. That's what bothered me the most of it all.
Yeah,
because it was it was stupid.
Yeah, well, you know, for people to actually think that those little masks would actually help them was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. What, you think you're wearing a gas mask? We did watch the film. Do you remember the film Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman?
Yes.
That was one of the first outbreak films that I saw as a kid. I think I was living at home when I saw that. I was about 15, 14. I think it come out like 95.
Something like that.
Like that. they wasn't wearing the mask. They was wearing proper gas masks.
Yes. Yeah.
They were wearing full-fledged. Okay, that was a monkey outbreak, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, it was a monkey outbreak.
Yeah.
And then look, we had monkeypox like 2 years
Exactly.
ago.
Exactly. So they're just taking liberties. You know what I mean? They're trying everything. You know what I mean?
Right. Let's see what sticks. We're gonna
Squirrel,
throw this out.
squirrel pox. I don't know. What's next? I don't know. I ain't got a clue, man. But Keisha says, stepping into the year of astrology, sun coming into Aries. Yeah, I think Foxy touched on that still.
Mm-hmm.
You can say anything
Yeah,
more about
Aries is gonna be the end of the month. We're still in Pisces. And you know, this is the Pisces are the intuitive, you know, psychic, like they're the mystics. So, you know, and then we're gonna have this full moon. That's what I'm saying. We got all these planetary alignments. Like we need to pay attention to that stuff because it affects on a grand and a small scale.
Probably affects your brain waves. Don't even know it.
Absolutely. You know, I can't rest. I have a hard time sleeping during a full moon because, like I said, because the moon affects me really bad. And when we had those solar flares, I was getting, my body was getting overheated. And I'm not in menopause, and I'm like, what the hell? Then I didn't have an appetite. You know, my body, I just wasn't, I didn't have an appetite during that time. And then when I looked up, I followed this medium. He was giving the descriptions of what the ascension and descension symptoms were from these solar flares. I was like, wow, then yeah, that was making sense. Not having an appetite, not sleeping right, having lucid dreams, vivid dreams.
What do you think about superpowers coming from the stars? Because I remember Latoya done a video talking about, you know, some people were supposed to be getting superpowers at some point.
I heard that.
With the final fight, they're supposed to be coming from the heavens.
Big up to Latoya, because she's on it.
Oh, Latoya's about that life, man.
Yeah.
Latoya's waiting for the war, man. She ain't playing.
She is. I did hear about that, the superpowers.
Well, I hope I get mine, you know. I hope I get my powers.
What would you want your superpowers to be?
As long as my superpowers makes me strong enough to battle the Draconians, I'm not bothered. Because them Draconians are supposed to be 10 times the human strength and all that. In this body, I can't do that. I've got the balls to do it, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna survive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I wouldn't mind having some sort of powers that will help me when I go off grid to help me support the people around me and the children that's going to be around me.
Right.
It helps me in a way. But apart from that, my superpower is God anyway. So
yeah.
I might have to do a Samson thing. You know what I mean? Samson. You know what I mean? Call for the powers in the heavens, and you know, if you, I don't know, if you trust in your creator, it could go like that. You know,
absolutely.
Really go like that. Faith. You know. But we've talked about a lot of subjects today.
We sure did.
As it said, well, money equals gold. Yeah, that's the real money.
Right.
What they haven't got anymore, the countries are asking back for. You know? That's going to cause problems in itself. I think that's why China. Let's not talk about that. The Red Dragon. That's why the Red Dragon.
Now, I would tell you that if I was to have, I think some superpowers have taken place with me. I don't know, but I would like to have, like, I always think of myself like Doctor Strange. That would be my superpower.
Hold on. Is he the one that can open up the portals?
Yes.
You can get out of there quick. Yeah, that's a good power to have, man.
Right.
That is a good power to have.
When I first, because I didn't know about Doctor Strange back in the days, and when I saw the movie, I was like, oh, this is me. I was like, I love it. And because his storyline was definitely similar to mine, he was a surgeon, got into an accident and he, couldn't function with his hands. So he tries to get cured and goes, to Tibet. So I worked in the hospital and I had got sick and I couldn't work anymore. They let me go because they were like, look, we need you at 100%. Your doctor's saying you're on restriction. We can't have you here. You're a liability. And so that movie just resonated with me so much. And then I went into like this superpower of just intuition kicking in. And then the cards came to me and just all this stuff. And I was like, yo, I'm Doctor Strange. Like, if I could have that power, I'd do the portals, and then you could send certain things back. You could shift time. You could shift the way things are. And I'm like, yo, that's dope.
Yeah, that's a good way to move around. I'll tell you that.
Exactly. Except when you're stuck in the time loop, when he had to fight, what was it, Mumatu or something like that, and he kept going back to it. I'm like, damn, that sucks.
Did he get battered in that one? I swear.
Yeah, then he got back.
Yeah.
But and then
films as well. The films put a lot of stuff in it as well.
Oh, absolutely. That was a total metaphysical movie.
What's the one in it? That was one in it. What's the one with The Rock? The latest one that came out. What was that one?
Oh, Ragnarok?
No, The Rock. No, The Rock.
Oh, The Rock. Yeah. What was it? Shazam or Black something? I think it's Black something.
Yeah,
I didn't see that yet.
Yeah, there's a whole different. I see one guy do a video when he was exposing certain things. I was actually kind of shocked at what he found because I don't really I don't watch a lot of films these days.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know what happened to me, people. I'll be honest with you. I was the guy to go to. You know that when you got a girl coming around your yard, they phone me, yeah, get a DVD. You got any DVDs there? You know. But then I just went through a phase where I was learning so much real stuff. I kind of went off movies. I can't watch action films anymore. I can't watch a guy jumping out of a window, landing on his feet and all that. I can't watch that anymore.
Yeah,
so,
me neither.
You know, but I like the sci-fi films.
Yes.
Some of the sci-fi films I like documentaries as well, real life stuff.
Me too.
Or if it's a film and it's from a true story, I like that.
Right.
I'm not saying I don't like Predator because I love that last Predator that came out. That was a good film. Did you see the last Predator that came out? That was a really good film. That was really because that's a classic though, isn't it? So you gotta watch like Predator. We grew up on the first one, like so. But I don't really watch. I've got TVs and all that. I don't watch daytime TV or anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mostly am watching the streaming, whatever's on Netflix or Prime or Hulu and YouTube. Really, I'm like always, and YouTube. That's why I signed up with YouTube, because they had like old classic movies that I hadn't seen in years, and people had them like on their channel. I was like, oh, this is so cool. So I end up watching like old black and white movies, like just, old classics that helps me go to sleep at night. Twilight Zone.
It's funny that you say that. Yeah, Twilight Zone was the lick when I was a younger.
Yes.
But it's funny you say that because some of them old films, they had better storyline.
Yes. People don't realize that. Those
it's all money now, so they use the graphics more than anything. So
right.
They use the graphics more than anything, special effects. There's less storyline. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So, those were some real, like true actors. Because you like one of my favorite movies is from Here to Eternity, and it had Montgomery Clift. Anyway, it was a World War II movie, and it was just like the acting in there was phenomenal. And I was like, wow, this is a real, like, you got to watch some of those movies because they really are. I mean, they be smacking the women up, telling them shut up, like real, like, and you think back in the 50s, 40s, like, I mean, now it's common to see that in the movies, but these dudes, like, they were smacking the women around, and then she'd still be like, oh, but I'm sorry, like it just blew my mind for that time frame to have that type of violence. Right. And it's like, wow.
It's true, and it was very violent back in the day. Even if you think about some of the cowboy films, they're fighting all the way through it, like drinking alcohol and fighting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'll tell you another good films that were good as well back in the day. Do you remember the Bible films, the old school ones?
The Ten Commandments?
Yeah, you know, like the old ones, like the Sansom and Delilahs and all those, like
No,
good
I didn't,
films.
I didn't
I'm
see
talking
those.
like old school films, like from the 70s and 60s, man. They were hard. They were hard still. When you watch back at some of them, um, the acting is actually not that bad, and you know the storylines were good, and they put a little bit more effort into it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, man, if there's any sci-fi films that are good, people, man, let me know. Still, let me know, because I don't really research to watch films, folks. I'll just pull up the HD movies on the computer. I
Right.
just have a look what's there, and if anything takes my fancy. But I don't like them things because sometimes you click on something that looks really good on the thumbnail, and then it's some low
Yeah.
budget movie.
Right.
Like
That
someone made it
happens
with
to
their
me when
phone.
I'm right in their basement. That
Yeah,
happens
I've got
to me with scary movies because I love like it would be considered horror, but it's not. I don't like slashing movies. I like ghost stories.
yeah.
And sometimes they'll get me, and it's like some cheesy acting, like they did it in the basement, and I was just like, oh. But the title looks so good, the story sounded so good, and when you actually click into it, it's like, oh, this sucks.
Well, when the trees go back, it's a shame that I haven't got you over here, Foxy, you're all over there, because when the trees go back, I'm actually making a film.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Gotta watch that.
yeah. I'm
I
gonna
gotta
put it up
see
on my
that.
channel. I'm gonna put it up on my channel. It's like it's gonna be because I've got guys that I've got all the camera stuff and all that, so I'm just gonna go for it. I'm not even paying for it to get edited, so I'm just gonna go for it. I've got people in my squad that do all that stuff. So
That's dope.
the film is basically about a park, and there's going to be a ghostly and conspiracy stuff going on in there. Basically, I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
But the reason why I'm doing that as well, because right now horror films and stuff like that are big right now. So
Right.
you get a lot of exposure. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, I'm definitely gonna watch it because you just said the magic word for me, horror.
Yeah, I'm going to be throwing some things in there of like some of the things that we talk about basically in the film. You know, what I mean, I've been wanting to make this film 2 years ago, well, before COVID. I never got a chance to do it. So me and my friends decided that we're going to start recording maybe in a couple months. This before summer when the trees grow back, because I need to have trees full of life to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be interesting. I made a film before, but I can't put the film up, people. I can't put it up because it's not the time when I was doing knowledge. So it was a bit I made a 30-minute film, and I've still got the film. I'm not going to put it up anywhere. Yeah, so don't ask me to, because that was
now you done told us. We're gonna be like, what's up with that movie, Panero?
Yeah, no, it's not going up. Like, I might have to send it to you behind the scenes, Foxy. You know what I'm saying? like I can pull it up on a YouTube account and pull it on private and send it to you or something. You know what I'm saying? But that's when I was a different life. You know what I'm saying? So the storyline is the normal bullshit, if you know what I mean. Like, you know,
right.
Guy doing music and getting into stuff and
well, some people might, they're still on that timeline, so you would resonate with some people.
Yeah, like if I could get some sort of graphical editing equipment where I could change my face and put someone else's face on it, I'll pull it out. You know what I'm saying? But that's not going out, man, because I was acting crazy in that film. But
you're a wild man.
We got man like Stealth. We got Mensa. You know what I'm saying? Like he helped me film that film. You know what I'm saying? So big up my boy Stealth from East London. You know who you are, Mensa. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So
well, I gotta say this to you. I have to say this in front of your audience that I appreciate you as a person. I don't know you physically, but you've been very welcoming since the first time me and Raz Girl came up.
You got Raz Girl, man.
Yes.
I remember that
Um,
live when you like jumped on there. I remember
right,
that.
that was the
Yeah,
first time, and there was about 3 other guys on the
there
panel.
was loads of us on that time. Yeah, there was. I
Yes.
think he was there. I think Mystery. I think
Well,
God Gift
Schiffer
was there.
definitely, Schiffer Dawn. I think BR was there.
Yeah, BR was there. I think. I'm not sure if God's Gift was there. Big up God's Gift and Matic Fire. Um, they used to come on the show as well.
Yeah, it was a full panel, and I
It
have
was.
to
It was.
say
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you all were gentlemen, and you let us. You guys were so respectful. And there
Yeah.
wasn't this shouting over each other, and even though we didn't say too much, I think Brass Girl was a little more quieter than I was, because we were both feeling you out. We were fresh to the
Yeah.
panel.
Of
We didn't know
course.
anybody.
Yeah. Of course. Of course. And
But I just
yeah,
have to tell you that, and tell everybody out there that you're a good person, Brother Panero.
you know what
Thank
it is with me, yeah? First of all, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you having, because you're the same way, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why I just feel that that's just a better option to go by. There's a lot of channels out here that are not as regulated as mine. The reason I regulate my channel to a certain degree, because I want it to be like who I am in it. So basically, this is who I am outside of the channel, and inside the channel, I'm a respected person in it, and and I show respect. You understand me? So, and I just think that's a better way of communicating for anybody. You know what I mean? I like people. Anyone can come up on this show. Anyone from the comments can come up on this show, and they're not gonna get disrespected. They're not gonna get cussed out. You know what I'm trying to say? Because they know I'm not gonna have it. You know what I'm trying to say? So I just carry a certain type of respect in it. So what you see on this channel is basically this is how I do it. You know what I'm saying? This is the respect that I live in it. I give and I take it back. You know what I'm saying? And there's no need to be rude to people that haven't done anything to you or
Right.
made them feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I do my things, man. That's just me, innit? I walk with respect. If you ask Shifty knows me. You know what I'm saying? Shifter knows me from off the internet. He's been around me for years. He would tell you that himself. You know what I'm trying to say? I like my show like this. I don't want people coming over here getting dissed and feeling disrespected. And it's not about that. We're grown people, man.
Right.
People talk about their high frequency, but then when you go to their channel and listen to them, they don't sound high frequency to me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's exactly what I wanted to just say. That's exactly how it is with you. And then we just click. Like we click. We've been cool with each other. Like, I consider you a brother. I'm always bigging you up when I come on my live. When I see you, I'm like, yep. Like, I feel like I'm in the UK when you come through, and I'm like, yes, I got some UK love out here.
Definitely.
But like, we just click. Like, it's just cool, copacetic, and you have to be, if you
ever came here with your family, you know who you're coming to be with. You know what I'm saying? You know who's going to look after you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I believe it.
And you're going to get the same love that you get there. Like, it's the same. This ain't no pump. This ain't no fake. Like, this ain't no pump fake. This is what it is. You know what I'm trying to say?
And you're right. If you're putting out high vibrations and frequency, you have to reflect that. Now, I'm not saying we're all perfect and every day we're going to walk around here loving light and stuff, but I just have to let it be known that you've always been welcoming, and you're like a brother to me. So.
And you're like a sister to me, straight.
Yeah.
And this is what I want people to understand. This as well, that have other channels. If you claim to be high frequency, you can't be talking shit, because you got people listening to you.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with a little bit of banter, but the banter doesn't have to mean disrespect.
Exactly.
You don't have to get fun of someone. That's like bullying. If you have to use banter to make fun of someone, that's bullying. So it's just what you are, what you portray.
Exactly.
What you put out there. So that's why I done it like this. I don't really talk crap on my channel. I nearly got called out one time by a troll. I got called out one time by a troll. That guy is non-existent right now. Right, but he was a troll that called out everybody. You know what I mean? It was one of them ones, and I know someone that he didn't like, and he saw me and him talking, and he tried to come to me. You know what I'm trying to say? Not come to me, because he could never come to me in person. That would be a bad thing to do. But he done a video. I done a video straight back at him. You know what I'm saying? But he nearly caught me slipping there. You know what I'm saying? Because I ended up showing another side of me. Yeah, right. But I'm not here to promote that side of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. What we've got out here, Foxy, we got a lot of people that think they're bad out here.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to be the topper. And everyone wants to be the guy, even if they've never done nothing in their life. Yeah. If you're acting like that on the internet and you're pushing that conscious, yeah, you're childish, mate. You're not ready.
Exactly.
Because when you're high frequency, you don't put that out. That's why I stopped rapping. I stopped rapping because I used to have a studio. People that know me used to have a studio. Don't try and look for my songs, you know. I think there's only like I've managed to delete everything off the net apart from my SoundCloud. Yeah. So, and that's so but I had to stop rapping because I said to myself, what I was rapping about was kind of, when you get to a certain age, you're like, come on now, what am I putting out here? My daughter's 18 years old.
Wow.
My son's 21 years old.
Right.
You think I want to go on the internet and act like a complete dickhead for my youths to see that shit? No.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying certain man that got comedy channels, that's cool, innit? All that comedy channels, car channels, yeah, but just know your lane, innit? What are you putting out there? If anything happens to me, I'm not even gonna say God forbid, because I ain't going nowhere, people, yeah? I'm not gonna ride this out to the final fight, trust me. I've had the dreams, right? But at least my youth them can type in my name, yeah? And I've left a legacy for them to learn. Yeah? Me personally, when it comes to this internet thing, you know, I just feel that you gotta be careful what you put out. And you're the same, Foxy. You put out proper shit on your channel. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff on your channel you put out. So it shows you who you are.
It's like minds, like mine.
Yeah.
You're gonna gravitate. So now what's crazy is that we're kind of coming out of that Star Report and the troll babies, right? So we know how to be in that arena, but that's not how we carry ourselves. We just like to dumb shit every now and then.
Yeah. But not too dumb. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's a balance. Like that's what you call a balance. Like I can be 50%.
Yeah, you can't be too serious all the time, man. That would
Exactly.
do you nothing. Yeah, that would do you nothing. You have to have a laugh. And with the information that we're taking in, and I'm going to tell you, people, it's not a joke.
Right.
Yeah. And big up Life Present, yeah. Big up yourself, bro. It's not a joke, yeah. Like this knowledge that we're taking in and the things that we study from day to day can be kind of serious on your brain, right? When you're seeing, I remember that back in the day when I was doing this knowledge thing and I wasn't even putting out videos. I wasn't even doing the Instagram short videos at that time. I used to see things, and what that really threw me off one time, threw my brain off for a couple months. I saw a video of a soldier standing on a baby. I just got the flashback just now. God damn.
Wow.
Right? When you research this stuff to push out to other people, it can be a lot on your brain, you know. So you have to chill out. You have to chill out sometimes.
Exactly.
Sometimes you might see me, people that's been following my channel for a while, you might see me take certain little breaks, like a little week break, or a little 4-day break. I need that.
Yep.
It's not about I'm not being consistent, because if I wanted to be, I could put out videos every day, people. Trust me, yeah. But you have to give the brain a little break, because this stuff that we're taking in is very negative sometimes, right? Some of the stuff that we're learning. So you got to know how to work with it, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, balance it out.
balance it out because you still got to go to the shops. You still got to go to work. Yeah.
Right.
Right. We're talking about hybrids and all them type of things. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Rose just start looking at people like, oh, look at his eyes. Like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean, like, you gotta really find a balance. You know what I mean? Go to the gym. You know.
Right.
Me and my friends, like the Survival Minds team. Actually, we're actually gonna do a video next time we go. We go to the pool club, a restaurant pool club.
Mm-hmm.
Like once a week, we all link up and we go there. Sometimes we miss it, then we link up the next week or whatever. Right? These is our little breakaways. I'm kind of bored of the clubs, even though I do go from time to time. Right?
Right.
But I prefer. I've kind of like grown out of the club thing. I like more wine bar sort of wine bar. Well, I've been into wine bars for years, but it's more that sort. It's not like I'm not really into going to clubs that have got 2,000 people and all that. And that's not me, yeah? Because I'm Panero's mind and the demons don't like me, man. Yeah. So I don't want them to put me in a situation where I got to blow someone's head off. Yeah. And then that's the end of that. You understand? So you have to put yourself in positions, people, now. Right?
Yes.
You
have to be mindful where you're putting it. Where are you putting yourself? Where you're putting your mind?
Right. And this goes out to everybody in the chat that's watching, everyone that's watching this video. You know that you're getting higher knowledge too. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So this all applies to you. Don't think this applies to me because I'm making videos. No, it applies to you too. Yeah. Right? Because you lot are learning things and you lot are going to be waking up people. If you haven't already, you understand? Right. It doesn't matter if you wake up 1 or 2 or 3. Listen, that's a big thing.
That's all that matters.
It's a big thing, you know, to wake up a soul, you know.
Yes.
To save a soul, you know. That don't get twisted. I don't look at it like, oh yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, lot. In the spirit world, that's serious shit that you're doing. They will target you. They will target you. They will use your family.
How many times have we said to each other that we felt like we're in sync with the feeling of being heavy and feeling like there's targeted because we're you know the soul children, we're the chosen. And that's not to toot our horn and fluff our feathers and pop our collar, because that's a great responsibility. And you're targeted even more because you are aware and awakened. It's nothing to take lightly. Like, it's not like you want to say, I'm so gifted, or I'm this, that, and the third. Like, you want to big yourself up, but you don't understand that comes with a big responsibility.
Huge responsibility. And when you're involved in that responsibility, you're going to see a separation from certain people too. Half your people that you mess with is going to cut in half. Not even just because people think you're crazy, nothing to do with that. Because you're on a different level, you're on something different to what they're on. Do you understand? So you're not going to get all the support that you need, right?
Exactly.
Because some people are still stuck in the world. Do you understand? So if I was to say tomorrow, Foxy, and if I was to say to you, like, yo, you know what? From tomorrow, I'm doing a lifestyle channel. I'm gonna walk around with my camera. Yeah. When I go down to check the homies, I'm gonna film it. When I go to the club, I'm gonna film it. Do you know how much people will start sharing out this video? Do you know how much people that I know personally that are not into the knowledge thing, they have never shared one of my videos, will start sharing my videos?
Right.
Clout chasing ass guys. Yeah, they just wanted people to know that I know them.
Right.
People are weird, man. They think very strangely. Yeah. Right. Especially if they ain't got a name for themselves, they're weird, right? So it's a big thing to take on, but you know what? Yeah, I can do this shit, man. I can take this on, man. I'm strong enough for this, man. Foxy's strong enough for this. Latoya's strong enough. White Rap the News ain't playing.
Listen, if anybody's not playing, it's him.
He's not playing. Don't play with him. Do you see the video when he threw the police down?
No, but he said he had like 3 channels already taken down.
Listen, I don't mind fighting back to back with him, you know. Yeah, he is not shook of nothing. Yeah,
Right.
he's. But yeah, people. So don't forget when you're taking in all this, you're gonna, you might go to one of your family members and start talking about something. They might start dealing with you a bit differently. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
And don't think of it like you're telling them something and even if they say to you, "Oh, you're mad," like you're mad, like don't take it to heart, man. They can't comprehend what you're saying. Do you
Yeah.
understand?
Exactly.
You're at a different level to them, innit? So don't look down on them. Yeah.
Right.
And another thing as well, people, that person might not talk, he might not be into the knowledge for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. But at one point, if he's around you enough and they
Mm-hmm.
see certain, they could change. They will change. I've had people like
Absolutely.
that around me. I've had people like that around me that wasn't into this when I was doing it. But then they start using their own common sense and seeing certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Especially
because
when you
that's
have,
one thing. You're not twisting anybody's arm, and it's the way you conduct your channel is informative. Whereas some people putting out the information on their channels, and it's almost like fear mongering, and you have to do this. It's like they want you to. They're trying to convince you, but you're on here. You don't do that. You just give us the knowledge, and we can apply it or not apply it.
this is not a cult.
Right.
This is not a cult, people. This is not a fear-mongering thing at all. I'm not telling you that you must do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I'll give you the tools. If you take it, you take it.
Right.
That's it. And that's one thing that my friends will tell you about me as well. I'm not one of them guys, like, I'm a knowledge man, right? But I'm not one of them guys, if I meet a female or I go around my friend's house, I just start talking bare knowledge. That's not how I do.
Mhm.
I've met people, Foxy, that I've been around that I say to myself, I'm not even going to talk no knowledge to this person today.
Right.
Because it's not, everyone's got their time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just go around, like, don't go around people and just start doing their head in with knowledge. It's not that. Like, I am one of them guys that can chill with you for a day and not talk about it. You understand what I'm trying to say? But what I will do is I will throw you a couple things to
Exactly.
research, but I won't bust your brain with it.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
can't take those type of people myself, so I don't do that. I don't do that.
Well, that's like me with the cards. Like, I don't go out and tell people that.
Yeah.
It comes down later in the conversation, or maybe not even at all. Because what I'm talking about is, other things. And then I'll throw in, well, why I read cards, by the way, but I'm not asking people. I don't solicit like that. Usually people will ask, well, can I get it done? I'm not like, you want a reading? I'll give you a discount. I'm not doing that.
It's not that. It's not that. Huh? Never ever force it.
Yeah, you don't force that on people.
If you force it, it can be too much pressure and you can end up losing someone.
Exactly.
But what's my man say? Hold on. A guy on the net said that he took mushrooms and he could see some people as human and and some were like ghost demons. Do you know why? Because drugs are a gateway, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
especially those mushrooms.
Yeah, the mushrooms. I've been hearing. It's funny that you mentioned mushrooms because I've been really hearing about mushrooms the last couple of weeks. I don't know if
I've been here for the past couple of years now.
Oh, but my brethren said to me the other day that he grew some mushrooms and he was trying to make limitless pills with them.
I'm still kind of leery about the mushrooms, because for me, I don't need drugs to take me to where drugs take you to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I have supernatural experiences already. And that's one of the reasons why I stopped smoking weed, because it was getting me paranoid, and a lot of entities, kept presenting themselves to me. And I was like, nope, I'm not smoking. And I stopped.
What, in physical form, like?
No, not in physical form.
But like what shadow form?
Yeah, shadow form.
Yeah, me too.
So, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I don't smoke anymore, because it was getting me paranoid, and I didn't have control. I wasn't strong enough to, like, even with the edibles. Like, I had taken edibles like a couple of years ago. That shit had me mad. Like, I couldn't come down right away. I had no control. It was giving me the out of body experience, and I didn't like that. I don't astral plane. And it was automatically making me ascertain. I was like, "Get me back! I want to stay." Yo, I was so shook up, and so that's why I wouldn't do mushrooms. I don't know if I'm not going to say I'll never do it, but I'm not interested in doing that because I'm paranoid about the things that I'm gonna encounter.
Yeah, and people have to understand as well that when you take too much of those things, you can actually open up the third eye for too long. And it will stay open, and you just start seeing things every day. So it's better to not research
microdose.
That you take.
Right.
My brethren was talking about taking clips off of cutting up little bits of mushrooms, and he's trying to make like a limitless pill. Like,
yo.
So
that
basically,
movie was good.
It was a good movie, and I've got a clip on for those that want to see the real limitless pill. Go on my TikTok, and I put a video up by a guy that used to work for the government that talked about the real limitless pill. Got quite good views on there as well. You should go and check that out.
Yeah, but he got burnt out too, like with taking the pill. Like, he was like nonstop for like what, 24 hours, 32 hours, whatever. And then he just got burnt out. Like, he looked like a crackhead when he came down.
Yeah, he looked mash up in his skin and everything. It has a reaction, especially if it's not made from the Most High. Always remember
exactly.
that. That's why some of our foods have been spliced as well, man. They're taking our battle is of the spirit, not of the flesh. Yes, that's right.
Exactly.
Pray before you put your feet on the ground.
Oh, absolutely.
Really? Oh, you mean, okay, I get what you're saying. Be blessed. Respect. As it says, chosen is basically the ones the Most High formed with his own hands. Do you believe excuse me, how dare I do that? Isaiah 43. We know not everyone that never ever do that, disrespect the Bible. Isaiah 43. We know not everyone that looks like man or woman is such. They're just clothed in yes, clothed in skin. And do you believe, Foxy, that some people, because we're talking spiritual, because we are spirit like beings.
Yes, right.
That came through the portal of our mother.
Right.
The other side. So would you say that there's a possibility that some of us, not saying me, I'm not saying you, but do you think there's a possibility that some of us could actually be angels sent to help the people through the portal?
Earth angels.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I believe
that could be a possibility, people. That could be, because if you think about the spirit world, we come here through a portal, so who knows where we're coming from? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Keisha says LOL. You know what I mean? LOL. No. So Blissful says, as Latoya Beer said from the Bible, is to put on a breastplate, yes, of Aaron, and it's not medieval shield. Yes, that's very important. You have to definitely put your breastplate and your armor on. Yeah. And if I was
do you know in the breastplate those were crystals?
Yes,
and each one of those stones represents the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah.
I just found that out.
Okay.
Like maybe about 2 years ago.
Right, that's dope. And crystals are important, people. Don't get it twisted, man. Right. And you know that why crystals are important? Because they don't promote them. Okay? Right, think about that. They do not promote them.
Yeah, and
Was it Aaron or Moses? Just the Most High was angry with Aaron for making a golden calf. Was it Aaron or Moses? Well, it was Moses. They said that came down from the mountain and started flipping out on everybody. You know what I'm saying? And the Bible says that he made a mistake in it. So basically, when he came down, they saw them making the golden calf, and they were complaining that they wanted food or water. So he hit the rock and said, "I will give you water," but it was meant to be a mistake. That was the only time he slipped up. He was supposed to say, "In the name of God," and he didn't do it. You know what I mean? But so he kind of like didn't. It wasn't really good for him that he done that. Basically, I think he lost a little bit of power after that. But yeah, it was Moses that came down, and he was fuming. Yeah, from getting the 10 Commandments you're talking about, right? When he went up to
right.
Mount Sinai to get the 10 Commandments. And came back down because he was up there for so long. Them lot started worshipping calves and stuff.
Yep.
Or did that really happen? Or was that a story for the people to understand, not to get into idolatry? Because idolatry is one of the worst things that you can do in God's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Idolatry, but people do it every day. Cardi B, Jay-Z, Kanye West, Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryants, these are all your new age idols.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't come in golden calves anymore. They come with golden chains around their neck. Yeah. So just know when you go to a concert, people, say you go to a 50 Cent concert, you are worshipping 50. Okay? And that's just what it is. Okay? That's why he's on a higher stage than you. Right? That's why people are shouting and screaming in the crowd. You're worshipping that person on stage. And they always make these stages these days with some type of ritual look. And they know what they're doing when they set up the stage. Let's not forget what happened. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before that with the big fire. With everyone got squashed, remember?
Right.
And Travis Scott.
And wasn't his like background looking like a golden calf or something like that? It had flames.
Golden calf, and then when they done a bird's eye view, it's upside down cross. You know what I'm saying? So they know what they're doing. And we'll never forget that all these new celebrities, man, all the new modern age, they use the TV now. They don't need golden calves.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why these girls be running out and getting the same haircuts as these celebrities, man. Like, why would you do that? When is it ever been cool to be a copycat? I don't get that, man.
And remember, we didn't like that. If somebody called you a copycat, you would get so upset. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yeah. If you don't want to be followers, you can be followers, but that's not for me, mate. I make my own style.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hold on. I gotta go on mute for a second, Brother Panero.
No problem. Okay. Yeah, people. So it's a good show, you know. We're gonna be doing more shows. I'm really trying to put the work in. As you can see, we're doing it late. Sometimes we have to do it late so my sister can be involved because the time frame differences. Everyone's got stuff to do during the day. So bear with it. Sometimes we will do them early and sometimes we do them late. Like I said before, if you're someone that feels, because you lot have got bare knowledge, man, like the comments that you lot come out with, man, it just makes me proud, like, to see that you lot are on your stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because the comments are crazy. Like, this is high frequency comments right here, man. Like, this is no joke. And it's beautiful, man. Like, and don't forget, people, man, like, don't be afraid to open up some minds yourself. You can bring them over here if you want, or you can bring them to your own channel. You can build your own channel yourself. Everyone can come up here anytime they want. Yeah. Some of you lot got to come up here, though. Yeah. Some of you got to come up here when you can, because you lot have got mad knowledge. And it's not a competition up here. Yeah. There's things that I know, and there's things that you know. Do you understand? I can learn from you. I can tell by your comments. I can learn from you guys too. So, big up Latoya. Big up White Rap the News. Yeah. Big up Foxy, you know, big up PRB TV, and big up Maybach. And I'm sure you're gonna see more hosts. Big up Schiffer, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you're gonna big up Emshi. I just wanna say I'm gonna just say big up Emshi and congratulations. For those that don't know who Emshi is, she's been on the show a couple times. I just want to say congratulations to you, Emshi. Big stuff at Guan. Probably see you soon, maybe after a few months on the show. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, oh yeah, people, I was gonna say to you as well. I did say it before, but I never really got around to doing it. What I'm gonna do is start posting some stuff on, you know, the YouTube post where you can post up articles, and I'm gonna post up some articles on there from time to time, randomly. So make sure you check them out, and then we can have like serious conversations on the show. So even if someone wants to, you know, I was gonna ask you, look. You know, I was gonna ask you if I should get a phone number for the show. Hold on a minute. What? Are you serious, folks? What the frick? Alright. I was gonna ask you guys, let me know in the comments if you think I should put get a phone, because you know some people don't. I know that some people don't want to come up on the show, and maybe they'd rather phone in. So let me know. Let me know if you think that I should get a phone number, and I can put the phone number up and have some call-ins. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then I can, like, you know, make it so, you know, it comes up. You can come up through the speakers and do it properly like that. Let me know, man. Let me know if I should do that or not. Obviously, you know what's gonna happen. We might get a couple trolls phone up, but remember, just cuss them out and hang up the phone if worst comes to the worst, innit? But let me know if I should do that, because I've been thinking about that for a long time now. If we should do some type of calling thing. I'm also, when I get some goodies, yeah, I'm gonna start doing some raffles as well to give back to the people, and I want to start giving out some free clothing to the people. So let me know with that. But people, I'm gonna close off the show now. All right. Foxy, don't go nowhere. If you can hear me, stay backstage, yeah. All right. But people, I'm gonna close off the show, man. So big shouts out to Prezi. Big shouts out to Isaac, man, holding it down. Yeah. Big shouts out to Kaisha. I keep saying Kaisha, but I think it's Keisha. Yeah. Big respects to you. Blissful. Big respects to you too. Maybach Mel, big respects. Life Present, I see you. Yeah, and everyone else that I didn't mention. Big up to you too. And I'm gonna end the broadcast now. And what's today? Thursday, right? Well, it's Friday technically, isn't it? All right. Look out for a post, look out for the post for the next show. Okay, look out for it. I'm not too sure if I'm gonna do one tomorrow because it's busy Fridays, but I'm definitely gonna try and knock out a show before Sunday, right? So just look out for the post of when the next show is. Yeah. Love and respect. Yeah. Be safe. Yeah. Keep away from the bad energies. Let me just hold on. I'm just quickly do this out of respect. From what I remember, Isaac, it was when Moses led the people. Some of the people ended up making. Yeah, we done that one. I would like to come to the panel, but come on, Isaac, man. Just message me in it on the thing in it, and yeah, that's nothing. I'll send you my number, man. The biggest pyramid in the world is in South America. Yeah, so what I usually do, is it? See, there you go. Look, me and Foxy was talking about that earlier. The biggest pyramid is in South America. See, that speaks for itself, my brother. That speaks for itself, man. Yeah. But yeah, what I usually do, Isaac, yeah, I usually right-click here, and I just put the link in there, and I post it in the thing, and then all you got to do is click on it, mute the mic and the thing, and come on, right? So next time we can do that, right? Yeah, that would be nice to have you on there, man. You lot are knowledgeable, it's crazy. But yeah, people, them, I'm gonna bounce, and I'll see you soon. And never forget as well, man. All praises to the Most High. Okay, love and respect, peace.